Hey everybody, what's going on? Rob Cesternino back here with the Survivor 47 preseason draft. It's a huge night, so much anticipation as we will draft the 18 players participating in Survivor 47, as now we are but 48 hours away from the premiere of Survivor 47. And of course, you are in the right place for all things Survivor, as we will kick off our coverage live after the episode. What is it, 2 hours on Wednesday night? We're looking at a 2-hour premiere, so we will be live right after the episode. Omer Zahir and I will recap it all coming up on Wednesday night. Make sure you check it all out by going to our URL, weknowsurvivor.com. Check that out, okay? All right. Let's welcome in the drafters. We're here with a team of Survivor experts to talk about who will get taken in this Survivor 47 draft. Of course, last season, I was the winner of the Survivor 47 draft and will be the leader of the festivities here tonight. But more on that to come. Let's welcome in the panel that needs no introduction, but I'll give a short one for each, of course. Listen, I'll control the comments on the screen, okay?
All right. Who did that? That was weird.
Yeah. All right. Taking a break from talking about Big Brother, of course, is Taran Armstrong.
I'm doing great. Listen, as the unofficial winner of the draft last season,
very unofficial,
having chosen the winner of the season, I'm good about
and
this.
Also the grenade.
Can you say I chose the grenade, given that there were one of two options left at that point? I don't know. It's debatable.
Fair enough.
Not fair.
You chose.
Debatable.
You picked Jelinski.
Yeah.
Okay. Was Jelinski the 18th pick?
No.
Yeah.
There were two picks left, and I had met Jelinski in person. I felt really bad to not pick him.
I'm not gonna let him gaslight us.
All right, of course, Sarah. Also back with us once again, Pooya Zavakili. Pooya, how are you?
I am great. I'm excited. This is one of my favorite sporting events of the year. It's when we all throw down in this arena known as the draft. And it's going to be a fun time. I already know it.
Yep. It should be a great night. Of course, a woman that I spoke with earlier today for me, it was yesterday for her, about the big news about Australian Survivor versus the world, our chief international Survivor correspondent, Shannon Guss.
Yes, Rob, thank you. I'm already a winner. Sari, Tony, and Parvati on Australian Survivor. That's my win, because I don't think this one is coming. So that's the win I'm taking within these couple of days. But, I'm excited to see if, something changes. Who knows what that'll be? Hoping, praying, wishing. That's all I got. Prayer.
Do you want to draft U.S. Survivor versus the world or Australian Survivor versus the world tonight?
6 players, and we all get one?
Sure.
No one could lose in that. I'll take anyone. I don't know who to go with.
Earlier tonight, I just got done podcasting with this man over on the slop. It's Chappell.
Yeah, let's be very clear. I'm picking Shani. Okay, just.
I'll take 3.
Okay.
I'll take Kirby.
Okay, cool.
Wow.
Good job.
Got it.
All right. Now that that's out the way, I'm happy to be here, Rob. I love the draft. It's so much fun talking to this panel. Give or take one person who may or may not be listening to this very intently. But yeah, I love it here, and I'm very excited to try again to choose the winner. It's been a while.
It's been a minute. Okay, and then of course back here from Science, that she is as a new preview up of Survivor 47 in our Survivor podcast feed. It's Liana Boraas.
Thank you, Rob. I'm doing amazing. I did get the opportunity to talk with Mike Bloom on the B&B. We had some laughs. We talked about stabbing. It was so fun. I highly recommend you check it out. Yeah, you have to listen to the B&B. You'll find out.
Oh my God. Okay.
That's the
what
tease.
A tease.
That's the tease. Yeah, exactly. But look, the preseason would not be complete without this draft. Very happy to be here.
Okay. All right. So very excited to be here live on Monday night. The chat is chatting. So looking forward to a very fun, interactive night. The way things are going to work, we're going to draft all 18 of the Survivor 40 several players. Each person is going to end up with 3 players on their team. The rule, the win condition, draft the winner. There's only one wrinkle. Don't draft the first person to be voted out from the show. First person eliminated from the show, for I'm sure there will be several, and by that I mean at least 7 debates about what that entails. Hopefully we have that after now. This is, I believe, our severalth draft that we have ever done. I think we should understand the rules by now.
We'll see.
The winner, the official winner of last season's draft was me. And I will get to by, and I don't know if I got a cameo. Did anybody remember to get me a cameo?
Wait.
Yeah.
Before we go any further,
Yes.
Sam, drop a beat. Drop that beat. Get in here. Spin that shit.
Oh, a surprise for me.
Okay.
Hey, Rob. Charlie here. Congratulations on your draft victory in
Yes.
46. Rob has a podcast.
Thank you,
Survivor
Charlie.
Draft. You've set a high bar for yourself. 1 for 1. Everyone should be thanking you that you didn't participate all these years. But let's talk about that high bar. Do you really need one? Let's go through the competition. We've got Taran. Have you thought about what your excuse will be this year if you lose and they publish the pet peeves? Because if that's gone, what's left? Chappell. You pulled off a miracle one year. But let's not forget, you're still the king of drafting grenades, so try not to do that this year. And
Wow.
Shannon, are we still going to be talking about average draft placement, or are you finally going to be the 7th person to win a 6th-person draft? Tell you what, I will even send you some extra Tay Voodoo since I am drinking out of the Chissy mug as is, so I do owe you for that. But everyone, good luck. Rob, try to go easy on him this year. Maybe easy's all you need, though. Good luck, everybody. Can't wait to watch the draft.
Now,
All right.
Wow.
hold
That
on.
was great. That was great.
Hold on. No,
I sent him the Chippy mug for free.
Hey.
Hold
Yeah.
on. No, Liana, where was Pooya's roast?
I'm perfect.
Yeah.
I
You're
mean,
not perfect.
Yeah. All right. Well,
Also, where's the cameo from the winner of the season?
the winner, no, the person
The winner
that
of the
won the draft.
Taran, winner
Are
of
we
the draft.
disrespecting Kenzie like this?
I think-
You disrespected
You
her
did
by
by
winning
picking
with her, but then
Jelinski. That's
picking
what
Renee,
happened.
yeah.
Let me just
We
thank
get one from
Charlie.
Zelensky.
Thank Charlie for taking the time to make that. Also, congratulations to Charlie, a
Chippy mug,
podcaster himself, one of the new co-hosts
on fire.
of the On Fire podcast. I was thinking of this earlier tonight. Should the rule be, can you get your grenade undone officially if they become, if you draft the new host of On Fire?
I thought we knew the rules, Rob, and you're the one trying to change it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay,
trying to
cool.
buy himself immunity.
That's an interesting podcast strategy. Who would be most likely to podcast? Very, very difficult on this season where it feels like they cast a season to get an On Fire co-host with all the broadcasters that they have. So
It's interesting. Maybe for the
Yeah.
future. Okay.
well, don't mess with the rules,
All right.
Rob.
All right. Well,
7
this
seasons
is
in. Come on.
now, of course, this is a beloved tradition here in the podcaster draft. The winner, going back to all of the Big Brother drafts that we've done with Taran and the Big Brother podcasters over the years, of getting to the winner getting to pick the draft order the following season.
Wait,
It's
I
great
also
tradition.
have something.
Yeah.
Before I'm gonna let you finish. But Sam, I also have something. Wait. I have just for your consideration. For your consideration, before
Shannon?
you decide the draft order.
You're gonna play an idol?
here's-
Please don't let it be a
Here's-
PowerPoint presentation, please.
An Excel sheet.
Oh my
no.
God.
What is this?
I
Oh,
love
it is a
PowerPoint.
PowerPoint
It's
presentation.
a PowerPoint
Wow.
presentation.
My
So hold on.
God.
This is a podcast, so let me explain what's going on. Shannon has shared a document that says
It's a
why I
PowerPoint.
should get Aysha
Oh,
on my draft
yeah.
team for Survivor 47. Okay, well,
Yeah,
I was going to, if I could have finished, I was going
Please,
to
I've worked really hard.
potentially open up the door for why people
Okay,
should
and-
have the
okay,
pick. But okay,
great.
so
I wanna
Shannon
know this.
has jumped the gun and gotten there. So she has
at her.
shared this PowerPoint document of why I should get Aysha on my draft team for Survivor 47. Okay.
Presentation by Shannon Guss.
And the reason is?
There's many. One, everyone will have to root for my team, which will be funny.
That would be funny.
Chappell would have to root for my team over even his own. Imagine how that will destroy him.
Facts again.
Point 2. If I win the draft with Aysha, her Survivor win would far overshadow my first draft win, which people I feel would enjoy.
Nah.
Point 3. If she loses, which she probably won't, but in the small chance she gets royally screwed over by something and it's not her fault, we can all blame me. It's okay. I will take one for the team that because I drafted her is why she lost. It could never be on Aysha. Point number 4. She said she didn't want me to draft her. Rob, you won. You get to choose. You show her who's boss. I don't want Shannon to draft me. You decide. And point number 5. I cared enough to make a PowerPoint. Did anyone else care enough to do that? Thank you for your time.
Okay.
That's it.
All right, Shannon has forged her own path and has made a very convincing PowerPoint presentation.
Do you like it?
Yeah. Now, I'm coming in. This is a live tribal council, okay? My mind is not made up
well,
about...
then, or how could it not be? What did you just witness? 5 excellent points.
Yes.
Well,
okay.
I feel like I've got a good point to make.
Okay.
What is it, Taran?
Look, we're all fans of Aysha. We all want Aysha to win. Now, I'm no mathematician, but statistically,
talk about it.
The winner is more likely to be on my team than anybody else's. I have picked more winners than everyone else here. So if you want Aysha to win, you probably want her to be on my team.
You know, I don't need you to pick Aysha for Aysha to win. Aysha will win because Aysha is great. She doesn't need your... if anything, I think she could get through the curse of me. That's how much I believe in her.
If she loses, you're going to think about this. You're going to think about what if she just needed that little bit being on Taran's team.
She's good enough to get past the curse. Yeah.
Yes, I want to hear what Pooya has to say.
Okay, so the two people that are in the screens underneath me, they've already been chosen by the chosen one, so they don't even need to make an argument. They've been told this is who I want. So I'll make the last case here. As the only person who has drafted the winner with the #1 pick overall, you give me the #1 pick, I'm most likely to pick the winner with that pick.
Okay.
And the crowd goes mild. Damn.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All
right. Where's the PowerPoints?
I didn't have 10 minutes to do 3 slides, Shannon. Allow me.
Well, it had lots of different animations.
This is tough. Was not expecting to have to...
I mean, you don't want Aysha to lose, right?
I certainly don't want Aysha to lose. Yeah. Okay. All right. So... I've heard some convincing
I can't believe you guys think that we can influence whether Aysha is going to win or lose. She's going to win. It actually doesn't matter which of us pick her.
Listen, I just want to do my duty as her friend and do everything in my power. You know,
you didn't even wear red to the draft, Taran. You're not even supporting the right colors.
Silly.
What is this?
Yeah.
You think I know what the tribe colors are?
I think we should respect Aysha's wishes. I think Chappell or I should get
no.
Yeah, but that was past Aysha.
Can I just say, if she wanted to influence the draft, she shouldn't have ditched the draft to go play Survivor.
No. Y'all all said your spot. I think Liana's right. I think that you should respect the wishes of our Survivor legend, Aysha. So, whatever.
Okay.
Rob, if you want to disrespect Aysha, that's on you.
Well, Rob, to back their point, if you don't do that for Aysha, she might ditch us and go to the On Fire next season. We don't want that.
Oh, that is entirely possible.
Yeah, we want
Aysha.
Yeah.
And that's a special draft requirement, though. That would be kind of fun.
Yeah.
Okay, boy.
It would be upsetting. Do you think they don't draft on Fire though? So she could still draft with us.
I feel like we've really reached an impasse here, and I have 5 of my beloved podcasters here with us. Taran came to us, was just a young lad before he watched him grow and become the most respected name in all of Big Brother and
win many drafts.
Pooya, the Nipple King, that his dedication is unquestioned, the king of traders. Shannon, from just being a lowly intern, helping out Nick Iadanza with some podcasting on the side, has become the face of International Survivor. And Chappell, I mean, all of the accolades has really in the last 4 years has come out and just says like lightning in a bottle on any podcast you ever throw him in. And of course, Liana made an honest man out of Pooya, of course,
A real one.
from science, a real one, a person who, of course, has brought so much joy to listeners over the years between the B&B and the drag race for RHAP and so on and so forth. This is like asking me to pick my
That was
favorite
so
child.
sweet.
You
And who
already
is
did.
that
This
person?
is
Rob,
Tell
you're
me
giving it
your
to yourself,
years.
Rob.
Tell
You're
me your years.
picking
life.
first.
You literally just said the last 4 years have been the best 4 years of your life, and you don't know what you were doing before me. So, I mean,
Rob.
picking between your favorite kids. Stop.
Listen, this isn't about us. It's about Asia.
You're right.
No, it's
And
about
we
us.
should
You just
respect
said
right.
his favorite
wishes.
child.
Taran
That's
is right.
Very much about us.
Taran's right.
Karen is right.
Taran's right.
This
Asia's
is
his
about
favorite
this is
child.
about Aysha, and I am only in this draft, but for the reason that Aysha went out on Survivor. So if anything,
Yeah, I thought she had to work.
there is no better representation of Aysha. I am basically drafting for Aysha, thus must take her spot in the draft and be number one.
Boo.
Okay. I hear you.
Boo.
I hear you. But wouldn't it be a conflict of interest if you, Aysha, picked Aysha for the draft?
No,
Not Aysha.
I don't think
Nepotism.
so.
He's still wrong.
I don't think so because
it
I feel
sounds
like
insider trading.
potentially, but I feel like that Aysha, as she was going to forge her own path, I think that it would only be fitting to have the person who's filling in for her in her draft spot.
Counterpoint.
Get.
She knew you would be
Ew.
doing this, and she still said Chappell or Liana. Aysha knows best.
Okay. Now, I
No,
do have
she
to pick-
didn't know who was winning the draft when she said that.
But
This
she
is not
knew
true.
Rob would be drafting in her place, Pooya. That's what I'm saying.
Ah, okay,
Correct.
gotcha.
Now, okay, so please respect my wishes. I will give myself the first pick.
Whoa.
Now,
You know what?
is-
You were choosing
is
your
there-
favorite
now
kids,
does
and
it,
you want my
let me just
favorite
ask:
parents.
is there anybody that supports what I have done?
No. Boo.
No.
Boo.
I support it. I
Taran
support
Pooya,
it.
support.
Pooya,
I heard
Pooya
Taran
kicking
support
ass.
and a Pooya support.
Wait,
Follow
wait.
it.
Okay,
This
Was
is
the
the
nice
angry
thing you
curse.
said about us all just the build up to doing that, or did you mean what you said?
I meant what I said.
Oh,
This is the Ainsley curse.
Okay.
Rob, I would follow you off a
Ooh.
cliff. You deserve this pick.
no.
Okay, all right.
Also, second point, Asia didn't have a work thing. That was all a ruse.
That was worse.
Wait,
It,
what?
it was
He's
just
at
a
work right
business.
now.
It was
That's-
just. It was
Yeah.
just a business trip, y'all. You
God
know,
forbid we have actual work to do.
Okay,
what just happened?
all right. I think we have our draft order. Okay. So we'll go Rob one,
No, I'll
Taran
take,
two.
I'll take last. I'll take
Oh,
last.
Liana,
Shannon, you can
that's
pick
so
four.
No, but
sweet.
but
You don't
Liana,
have to do that.
it's so much
No,
more
it's
fun
fine.
for the listeners when Shannon drafts sixth,
Sorry, Shannon. I tried.
and I'm a
We'll see.
content creator.
I had a lot of
Wow.
points about why it would be good content for me to get Asia.
You did
It's
not
gonna
have
be
that
good content
PowerPoint
for
ready,
you to
Shannon.
draft sixth.
Wait, I
Why
have a
should it be
PowerPoint
six?
of why I shouldn't be last picks. Sam, can you
Yeah.
get it up on the
Yeah,
screen?
start the PowerPoint. It's wild to me that you would want Asia to go fifth in this draft. That's what I'm trying to understand. Why would you make her fall to fifth when I
Fourth.
could have just
Sorry,
gone
you mean
first?
fourth. You mean fourth.
Fifth.
You mean fourth.
Okay.
I mean,
All right.
you know,
So
So
without
am I your
further
least
ado,
favorite child? Is that how you ordered it?
I mean,
listen, I can't look. You can't ask a parent to pick a favorite child. Okay.
even though he just did, he picked Taran. Y'all said
He picked himself. It was weird.
That's-
He
Well, you
did pick
can't love
himself.
yourself, you know?
Okay,
Listen,
all right,
it's
let's
not-
get into
it's
it.
not
Let's get
Liana's
into it.
fault that we read the situation quicker than you guys did.
Mhm. Okay.
Oh yeah.
All right.
No, definitely. Y'all picked up on it quick.
Let's jump in. Okay, we got a lot to get to here tonight. Okay, so
yeah.
should be no
I'm sorry.
surprise with the first pick. I am going to choose Aysha with the first
Wow.
pick in the draft. That Aysha, of
Wow.
course.
So
Listen, how can we pinch ourselves here for a minute?
I mean, I don't.
I mean,
I mean, I must be
person
dreaming.
who's supposed to be on this podcast drafting with us is on the show.
and I don't even get them on my
Surreal.
team.
It's
Okay.
incredible.
It's surreal.
It's incredible.
Yeah.
If
Best
she
thing that ever
wins,
happened.
as Shannon pointed out, I take no credit. This is her win. If she loses, blame me.
Honestly, Rob, this is so dope. I think that Aysha getting a chance to follow in the footsteps of somebody who she probably considers a mentor and a boss and a friend. This is just such a full circle moment. You know, you were a super fan who went on the show, and now you have a super fan who's going on the show basically largely due to your contribution. So I think that it's fitting that you have Aysha. You definitely should have respected her wishes, but I do think this is an incredible moment.
Yeah, I listen. This was all Aysha. You know, it's incredible that she did this. Frankly, like I thought that her being a podcaster might have only hurt her chances to be on the show. They still said we want her, and here she is, a triple threat. Certainly, somebody who can knows the show, somebody with an incredible social game, somebody who really seems to put in a lot of work in the gym to be somebody who is a physical player also. So I think the only real issue I see here is she one of these people in the new era that we see that says, well, that person's got to go. That person is a big threat to win. And so how does she decrease her threat level when the time comes for people to start looking at the threats?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Aysha's a great pick. That's what's so upsetting about it. It's not just the extreme bias. Like, she's actually a great pick. When she told Mike that I shouldn't draft her, then when the interview came out, she very kindly messaged me like, hey, Shannon, just letting you know I think you're amazing. And I thought it's that social game that makes me want to go against your wishes and draft you. Aysha's so nice.
Yeah.
So level-headed. Easily would do the best on Survivor. I think of the five of us, Rob's already done very well, so I'm leaving him out of that. Liana actually also would do very well. But other than that, I think Aysha will be great on Survivor. I think she's a really, really great first pick, and I'm so jealous and also sad.
Mm-hmm.
The reality is, if I had seen all the cast and I genuinely didn't think Aysha would have a shot or a really good shot, I wouldn't even consider picking her first. I was considering picking her first regardless. Like, she definitely, I feel like just knowing how driven she is, having been there from when she got her start on the pods, like if she wants to accomplish something, she goes ahead and does it. Just hearing about how the regimen she's put together to get ready for this, knowing how sociable she is. When you go to one of these live events, we all go, Aysha's the one that has photos with every single one of us, has talked to every single one of us, and has caught up with every single one of us. We all can't say the same. I've been to events and I'm like, oh yeah, we were both there, but we didn't talk. Aysha will make sure she gets FaceTime with everybody. And I can only see that translating to good things for her on that island.
I think this cast is full of people who are social threats, and Aysha is no exception to that. What I think sets her apart, at least from listening to all the interviews, was a quote, which I absolutely love from her, which is, "A day without laughter is a day wasted." And I think that take on just enjoyment, like trying to enjoy the experience, be happy, laugh, I think that is really going to help to set her apart from a lot of the other social threats that are here.
The number one outcome for this is for Aysha to go out there, win this thing, and then reclaim her spot in the draft as the winner of the
What a
draft.
gag.
Especially because she won the 45 draft and then immediately went out to play.
And then if
Like,
she
okay, I'm
wins
done with
Survivor
you
right
guys.
after that,
I
like,
won.
we can't talk smack anymore. Like, she
Right.
won. Well, what can you say?
And if anybody
she
is
can be a
new,
terrible drafter.
yeah, if anybody is new in the last season or two, Aysha was one of our drafters. I didn't draft. She was going to go be a part of Survivor. She did not. She thought it was a good idea to not be on the draft last season. I stepped in and took her place. And then when Aysha comes back, she will retake her place amongst the drafters, and I will go back to not drafting. So if she could do that as the winner of the season, all of the better for her. And for me, I would have said, imagine a 2-time winner of the draft and then just drop the mic and leave. Oh my God.
She doesn't get many back.
All right,
Incredible.
Aysha, I need you to
Incredible.
throw.
That would be that's such big energy, Rob, because you're gonna still be on the draft podcast as the moderator. So to do that, to come in, do it twice, win both, and then be like, all right, dummies, talk all your smack. I don't care. I've done this twice.
It'd be nice.
I know
Yeah.
better than
I
you.
mean, we could listen to Rob, or we could listen to a Survivor winner and listen to Aysha. I'm just saying.
Oh, Aysha takes over Rob's spot. Rob becomes
I'm
a
just-
drafter.
Oh, we didn't want that.
Why would she?
We can cross that bridge when we get there. Okay.
Okay.
All right. So Number 2. Now this is where the draft.
Can I really quickly?
Yes.
Can I? Man, Aysha, I know you probably listen to this, but I'm so proud of you, man. I'm so happy that you get to live your dream. This is so cool. All this stuff, the jokes aside, we all hope and wish for the best of you. If you don't win it, whatever, you still won in our hearts. I know people hate to say that, but we were going to root for you anyway. Everybody made such good points, but I don't think this could have happened to a better person. I'm so proud.
Yes.
Okay. Beautiful. All right. All right, Taran. The intrigue begins. Number 2 goes to you.
Now the draft starts, Taran.
The draft begins at 2 tonight.
It's been a while since I've had a choice here.
Yeah, you have been in the coveted like fifth pick.
I'm used to listening to you guys talk about people and then read up on some bios. Here's the thing. Aysha's actually not the only person I know on this cast.
There you go, Taran. All right, let's talk about it.
Yes, man. There's actually no is maybe a strong term, but there's one person I've met, and that is of course Baby Andy. Who was in New York a couple of years ago. Had the chance to meet him and thought that he was a very personable guy. Struck up conversation with me. We were out late with Chantel, just trying to find bars that were open, and talking about fantasy books. Like, it was a good time.
And confirming this is your pick. You're not just saying that you know Baby Andy.
Because I too.
No, I'm just bragging. I thought
that's so mean to Andy if he doesn't get the pick now.
I just didn't want to jump the gun here. This is the pick.
In addition to having met him, he did have one of my favorite pet peeves. Top 3 pet peeve from Andy, which was wait, it's different on this website. That's funny.
They changed them up.
This is interesting. Okay, so on parade.com with Mike Bloom, his pet peeve was grammar Nazis, and in parentheses, in linguistics we call them prescriptivists. And
personally, I say all Nazis.
Right.
Rob, don't discriminate.
To be clear, on the record.
Yeah.
So EW that I'm looking at here as well, cut out the grammar Nazi part. Just put language prescriptivists.
Not Mike Bloom.
Which honestly makes this even funnier to me. Because the idea of a pet peeve being like like somebody who's like really specific about grammar and word choice, to then explain that as a linguist, we call them prescriptivists. I just thought that was funny, and it's even funnier that it just goes straight to prescriptivists in the EW version. But then that's not all either. He also dislikes people walking directly behind him. Very annoying. And cherry-picked statistics, which I never do.
Definitely not. Yeah.
I didn't like that peeve as a grammar Nazi.
I think you meant as a person who cherry picks.
Yeah, somebody cherry picks. That's
Both things can be true.
Look, I don't think Andy likes me, which is kind of sad to think about that, because we talked for, I think, quite a long time when I met him in Boston. I hope I didn't correct his grammar or talk about my average draft placement. It feels kind of personal, but Andy is a great pick, and this is upsetting to lose him. He talks about plurality votes. He said the winners he was most like Ferris and Haley from Australian Survivor.
Real.
Come on.
Yeah.
He's a patron of the podcast. He's a big fan. He's also got enough physicality to him that makes me like not super worried about like being an early boot, although tell that to Jelinski. The knowledge, the personality, the physicality, good pet peeves. He's checking a lot of boxes here.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, speaking of a linguist, he definitely comes across as a cunning one. And I think that the charm and disarmness is also very appealing for a pick. Just add him to the number of super social, outgoing players. I love the fact that he also has an obsessive personality as someone who also has one. I relate to that. And I do think that that's going to help him because in the game of Survivor, you have to be so focused on what you're doing. This is such a quick game now. And I think that that's going to help him.
Very likable guy, super charismatic. He's the kind of person that when he's around, you can't help but smile. Similar to Aysha, somebody who really, I think, has strengths in all three facets of the game. I just think that exactly the same as Aysha. How does he manage that threat level? And is it just a case of now there are so many people that have all of these things that make them threats to win? Are there enough of them that either of these people can hide long enough to get to the end and win a challenge or two when they need to?
And for what it's worth, I think as somebody that I think either would definitely recognize or definitely did recognize, I haven't watched the interviews, Aysha.
He does, yes.
Yeah.
I would assume that he would want to work with her.
He said they actually share a birthday.
And I would assume that Aysha would want to work with him. Whether or not she recognized him, I think that that he would not come across in a way that would put her on edge. I would assume that's two people that might want to work with each other that are also both going to be probably good at the game. So
you want to know testaments to these people's social games? Why do they know they have the same birthday? Why? Why is that something that stuck out to you? You got to the beach and you saw somebody was like, hey, we have the same birthday. He knew that already. I couldn't tell you what Aysha's birthday is, and I think it's 2 days before mine.
Yeah, but it's not the same birthday as yours. I think that is something that if like I could tell
like
you like
Pooya.
a bunch of celebrities that have the same birthday as me because they have the same birthday as me.
Yep.
There is not one patron who I know has the same birthday as me. That is a fact. I just don't know. So maybe, again,
do you know any famous people that have the same birthday as you?
Yeah, but Aysha, she's not famous. She's patron famous. You know what I'm saying? She's
Does anyone in the chat know Chappell's birthday?
Okay.
I mean, if famously Aysha has talked because her birthday is 1 day before mine, so we've talked about it on the podcast a few times. So like her birthday is out there, I think more than most.
Yeah,
and so
like,
you could see why somebody with the same birthday would hear it and be like, ah.
Yeah, I just thought it was very impressive that they remembered that, or at least Andy remembered it and was able to instantly make a connection like that. Oh, I can use that, or that's another reason why I can work with Aysha. We already have so many things in common. Whereas that for somebody like me, a bit of an airhead, it would have went right over my head.
I know.
All right.
Pooya's birthday though.
Yeah, Shannon and I found out we have the same birthday, and now we don't forget that ever.
Forget it, right?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Anything else on Baby Andy? Great pick, number 2.
I feel bad for Andy. I feel like
overall.
in any other season, he's probably first pick. You know, like, oh, Andy, like he's like hugely connected to the podcast. In any other season where there isn't a drafter on the season, you know,
I feel like he's going to be okay with being in the top like 3. I think he's going to be
Andy
okay
wore
with
all white, by the way. Crazy take. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I don't know if he doesn't expect to be there for a while. He's doing some sort of experiment, but it was a weird.
He's wearing all white in the game.
Oh yeah. Rob, can you unlock some lore for potential listeners who may not know why Andy is being repetitively called Baby Andy? Or
they got to go check out RHAP.
That's not my story to tell.
Only real ones.
Okay.
You got to go listen to the podcast. You can earn that one.
Although again, if it maybe white is not the right choice. If it's okay. All right. Pooya, number 3 pick.
Number 3 pick on the board. You know, Aysha was like, "You do you, Pooya," and I said, "Okay, Aysha, I'll do something for myself." Okay. So, Rob, you talked about how I was made an honest man out of by my lovely person, Liana. With pick. I'm gonna pick a name neighbor to Liana. I'm gonna go with Tiana.
No,
name neighbor.
That's so rude. I told you I wanted her.
Well, I wanted her too.
Wow.
So,
I wanted her 3.
Just
right.
Liana. Hashtag Liana was right.
Here we go. All right, let's talk about the aspiring pilot from Hawaii, Tiana.
Yeah, her energy was immediately infectious in the interview. I was immediately drawn in. I love that. I think a big thing that I heard Mike talk about, which I really, really got my brain going is the whole like play like it's your second time. Tiana being someone who was an alternate going all the way close to the starting line before not starting. And then Mike saying that he felt like there was a more calm demeanor there. I like that. I feel like you got all the jitters out the way. You had a year to marinate, to sit there, to think about it some more.
Don't say marinate.
Why? Is that a bad word?
It's like when you kiss somebody on the forehead early in the morning and then that crock pot.
Sorry. Pooya, I apologize. My reaction was way too big. I just was triggered from we just did the slop.
You were on the
tonight.
slop. My bad. I should have been more sensitive to this.
And we uncovered some new recipes on the slop too, but I'll leave that for the listeners.
I cannot wait. But no, I really, really liked what I saw, and I'm very excited to see Tiana play. And I feel like Tiana's going to do great. It's going to be a good time. And also, the people that Tiana felt like she was vibing with, one of them is going to be on her tribe, and I feel really good about her tribe as well. So that's another plus as well.
Okay. All right. Any other strong feelings about Tiana?
I was also very high on her, as you can tell, Pooya.
You know how, Shannon, you were like when the Aysha interview came out, she messaged you and said she loved you. Well, you know what Aysha said to me? She said, well, you and Liana are the same. So I kind of picked you by picking Liana. So you know what, Liana? What's mine is yours. What's yours is mine. Tiana's on your team as well, technically.
Okay, well,
Wow, Aysha's breaking up marriages.
Oh boy. Her power.
Yeah.
I think she's a flight attendant. I think that is a profession that requires you to be on and to be able to be social, but sometimes in a performative way. When maybe you're not in the best of moods, you got to be able to still sort of turn it on. And I think that that's going to be super helpful for her. She seems pretty athletic. And I did mention this on the B&B, but it really stood out to me. She, at the end of the interview with Mike, said, I'm so thankful for this opportunity. And I just love that kind of attitude from people coming into the game, that they're there to experience Survivor and to have a good time. And I think that might take some of the pressure off of her shoulders, might not be overthinking some of those decisions. I think this is a really great pick.
Yeah.
She's got some gems in the pet peeves as well.
Oh, what do you got?
Yes. People who don't use their blinkers.
Legal.
Okay.
Terrible people trying to get me killed.
Safe.
Mhm.
People who make others feel lame for caring about things. As reality television fans, I think we all have that peeve.
Definitely.
How dare you?
Really those are two gems. She's got some more generic ones, but those are some great ones.
Okay.
Yeah, these were my first three picks in order. So I'm kind of upset to be so far from actually picking. Tiana was bubbly, sparkly person. So
Yep. Another triple threat for sure. Okay. Great picks coming off the board. 1, 2, 3. Liana, you have the 4th pick overall. Where do you want to go?
Okay. I'm going to go with someone who I just really appreciated their interview, and that is Teeny.
Okay.
Oh man.
Sorry.
Damn.
I've really, really just enjoyed the interview. Like, I just really enjoyed listening to Teeny talk. And I think that if I feel that way, maybe other people on the island are also going to feel that way. And I'm hoping that another person who mentions their strength is social relationships. If everyone's strength is social relationships, then it's no one's strength. But I really do believe that Teeny is someone who can connect to other people who are out there. I mean, if you can connect with your text door neighbor, you can connect with anybody. So I'm really feeling good about Teeny.
Liana, have you ever connected with your text door neighbor?
I haven't, although I did hear the ending of Mike's experience. And I don't feel like doing it.
Oh, what happened?
No.
I've connected with mine.
Oh, you have to check out the B&B to find out.
Okay.
All the
Yeah.
plugs tonight. We
Good
got a lot of
job.
plugs.
Like
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow, stabbing and the text door neighbor story. I hope those two things didn't go hand in hand. I don't know.
Yeah.
Liana, I love the pick. I'm so excited to see Teeny play Survivor because Teeny's bio and the interview told me that they're going to be such a good personality in the confessional as well. They're going to be able to tell this story. I think they said they were a writer. And so I'm like, okay, that's cool. But then also comparing themselves to like Courtney Yates, Elaine, Evie. These are people that I live for in the confessional. And so I'm like, all right, Teeny's going to be out there And it's going to be such a fun game to watch. And so I'm also thinking that Teeny might know somebody that we know. You know what I'm saying? So it would be great if Teeny and Rob's draft pick could potentially, work something out to where they can stick around for a little bit. That's all I'm saying. So great pick, Liana. Good job.
I think that there's. Oh, go ahead, Taran.
Oh, Teeny's another big fan. I think probably a patron of Rob as a podcast. Definitely
Unclear.
Would recognize. Well, here's the thing. Because Teeny's a name that I recognized. I've seen them on
Definitely
Twitter
a super fan. Yeah.
had interactions with them. I think like at one point they asked me how to watch Big Brother Australia, and I told them that if you're a patron,
Don't waste your time.
Podcast, you can find
Wait,
some
now
ways.
I'm wondering if I was asked. A lot of people ask me how to watch things from Australia. Let's find
I'm a
out.
patron. Will make it very easy for you.
So I mean, I always got good vibes, and very excited to see Teeny on the cast. And I would assume that they're going to do very well because just the experience, the knowledge, the personality, I think it's there.
I think for Teeny that there is a little bit of a danger in the very early stages of the game and I think that Teeny's probably on a good tribe for them, but that I think that there is like the danger of, okay, well, I'm not sure that Teeny, like as the name dictates, is not the biggest person, but I do think that at a certain point that starts to become an advantage. And even like just like the name Teeny is a good name to have going further into the game, where it's like, I'm not worried about it. Like it's Teeny. I'm not worried about Teeny.
Issue today.
Yeah.
And
I do think that there is then, like let Teeny get to the merge and watch out. Like I think that you could be in a lot of trouble.
Yeah.
Teeny doesn't like people that are constantly late.
Oh god, I'm really getting roasted in these peeves.
Might be why he's not a patron. Oh.
Right. Sorry. We started at 7-ish, 8-ish Eastern, you know what I'm saying? Ish.
Mm-hmm. Ish.
I don't think I would have fared well on this season based on how the peeves are going. So
yes. Okay.
Oh, matter of fact, never mind.
Anything else about Teeny?
Good pick.
I really liked that. So obviously, Teeny is they are very much in the space. They have played in orgs. While I agree, orgs are not a 1-for-1 comparison to the real thing. Definitely, I think it is a good practice ground to talk with people that you do not expect to talk to and mingle with people with the thought of trying to progress yourself further in a game. Also, if I remember correctly, Teeny's the one who they would put themselves in situations where they're hanging out with people they wouldn't hang out with, right? Mm-hmm. I think that's a very fun way to practice for Survivor. I really do.
That's what I'm doing right now.
Yeah, I do think that
here, right?
When we talk about the super fans, I think they get sort of like painted with the broad brush of sort of like the game bot of like, so kind of like Spencer early in his Survivor career, like Second Chance's Spencer. Oh, the game bot doesn't know how to interact with humans. But I do think that Teeny is one of the fans who sure knows the game stuff, but that's maybe not the most interesting thing about Survivor to Teeny. And so that the personalities, the people, I think that is something that is really appealing about this show. And I think that's definitely the right skill set that you need to succeed at this game.
Didn't Teeny say they specifically would not be great at like the hyper strategic stuff, and it's more like about relationships and people and comparing to like Ty as an example?
Yeah.
Relatable content.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Okay. All right.
Yeah. Good pick.
Liana is on the board with number 4, and we get to Chappell with pick number 5.
A lot of great people have come off the board, but I do have a pick. I was thinking about this person because when I heard their interview, they basically answered Mike's questions exactly how I would answer them. And that happens very few times because, as you know, I would not do great at this game. However, it just really felt good to find somebody who was looking at it through the same lens that I looked at the game. And so after listening to their interview and really going over their bio, which is basically just their interview again, I'm going to go with, for the first time ever, I'm drafting a Sam on Survivor.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's go with Sam Fallon.
First Survivor, Sam. which is unbelievable that 40-some seasons in, this is the one we're getting. But yeah, we got Sam. He's a writer, I believe a reporter for the Tennessee Titans. But, you know, like he comes off, what's that, Rob? You about to say something?
No, I was gonna say, that I think he reports on the Tennessee Titans, not for the Tennessee Titans.
Yes. I'm sorry. You know, prescriptivist or whatever. Anyway, so you got Sam, who is a reporter on the Titans. Not on the team, but he reports, you know, about the team. Anyway, he comes off like a guy who you would think would be more like athletically minded. You know, he talks about football, obviously. He looks like he's pretty good shape, but everything that he said in his bio was very much like more like emotional and like more like personable as far as what I would consider from this archetype of player, right? He compares himself to Michelle Fitzgerald, which we know that's a social game that's out of this world. And for you to look at all the opportunities on the board, all these people who have played Survivor before you and say, I'm more like Michelle, then you probably know that you're pretty likable, pretty agreeable, and can play probably with anybody. I also loved how when he talked about being a reporter, how a lot of times he's talking to athletes and he knows how to stroke their egos and talk to them in a way that it makes them want to give up information. Athletes are a lot of times not the most talkative people, you know, strong, silent types, but being able to pull that information out of them and knowing kind of how to deal with different personalities like that, I think that's going to work great in the game. So if I had a small issue, just because he's kind of young, I feel like if he's a little bit older.
How old is he?
I think he's 24. But he read a lot older than that. I think he was even talking about like, yeah, I applied years ago, but now I know myself much better. And I was like, what? You're 24. You don't know anything. But at the same time, at least he knows that, right? And so I'm a big fan. I loved it. I have very high hopes for Sam.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I'm glad you took Sam because otherwise I think I would have been tempted into taking another like buff guy. And I was tempted. Well, I was tempted. Now I do not, and I'm glad I can't take him because I'm trying to fight that urge.
But you wanted to.
The fact that it's not working, the fact that I keep getting roasted about it. Even Aysha, before she went out on the island, was like, well, I gave you first pick and you picked a pick that's not been winning. And I was like, you picked Brandon. Anyway, but I didn't say it because I didn't want to unsettle her before she went out to play about her drafting strategies. But Sam's a good pick because he, as you said, his interview was like so unexpected. Like comparing himself to Michelle Fitzgerald as a winner in his archetype was unexpected. And I'm sorry to like politely golf clap all the picks. And I know people don't like when we do that, but genuinely I feel this cast is so good. And so many of the picks are like really, really solid with maybe like one drawback. Like for Sam, like he is a big, strong guy that might get taken out, but has so many good qualities. Like I honestly feel like almost his entire cast are like concerningly solid as picks to the like it's blurring to me how difficult that is. So he's another great pick, but so many of these people are.
Yeah. Chappell, his celebrity loved one, he tells Mike Bloom, Harvey Specter was the person he would most want to have come out and give him a pep talk.
Was he not talking to me? Like, I really felt like this man was saying exactly what I would have said. You know, I definitely would have made a Suits reference and asked that question. And so, yeah, it was like, I was listening to Mike's interview and one by one, he was saying these things. And there were certain moments where I'm like, oh, he would be better at this than me because he talks about being emotionally aware. He's like, I'm probably going to cry. Those are things that I know would just lock me up. I'm not winning the game because when it's time to connect emotionally, it's just not something I can do all the time. But for him to be able to say that, I was like, cool. And then he says, I'm repping Harvey too. I said, man, this guy, the best of both worlds. So I had to pick Sam, especially because I couldn't get, you know, who asked for me to pick them, Rob.
I think Sam is a really great pick. I also like the fact that he mentions that he was a theater kid as well. So not only is he able to talk to athletes, but also he's been involved in other social groups. And I echo what you
Bolton.
Yes. Oh my God, he's gonna get
his head in the game.
Get your head in the game. Yeah.
Sam.
I think that he's just ready to break free, and I'm excited to watch him do so.
Yeah, I think for me, the thing that I find fascinating with Sam is something that happened with me seeing his interview and what I know will happen on the island is I definitely miscalculated him upon first glance. And as I was getting through the interviews, I was like, all right, here comes the jock. And once he started talking, like, oh, I was so wrong. And I think it's going to be instant. This isn't one of those of like, oh, I misjudged this person. They're going to know right then and there they did. I really do. And I think it's going to allow him to make a lot more connections than what people may have expected at the beginning.
Are we concerned about his patience, though? Because his first pet peeve When someone leaves the door open too long, entering the sauna and wastes the heat.
I know.
That's very
No doors.
specific.
No doors on the island.
Yeah.
And no
look
saunas
at that.
actually as well, so it should
The
be
beach
fine
is
on
the
that
sauna.
one.
A very
Yeah.
bougie pet peeve, I must
I
I
say.
thought
really
you were
hate
gonna
when
say
people do
just
that.
any door open, and yeah, that would be. But the sauna, come on, Sam.
It makes sense if you think about it.
Mhm.
Pet peeve
Does it?
aside, it's gonna be great, y'all. He's gonna be soaring. He's gonna be flying through this game. It's happening.
Mhm.
Trust
There's
me.
not a star in heaven that he
That
can't,
he can't reach.
in the
You can tell.
because the door is open.
I'm just imagining like like they're in the shelter and somebody's like moving the palm
palm
fronds
frond.
away to go out
know.
into the rain. He's like, "Can you close those, please? You're letting
Vote
the
'em
rain in."
Oh
Vote him
no.
out, Sam. Nip it in the bud.
Someone else is bopping to the top. He just can't handle it. I can't.
But this
We're
is the
all
start of
in this
something new for
together.
him. So yeah, we've got. I think we've did the whole first movie. We're gonna move on to the sequels now.
I don't dance. All
He
right.
has to go his own way, which is on to Survivor.
You can bet on that.
Oh yeah,
All
I
right.
think are we
All
done?
right,
We're
that's
done?
enough. We're done. That's enough.
Taran, and we're gonna duet. No, it's fine. We'll do it. We'll keep going.
All
Get
right.
your PowerPoint, Shannon, with the lyrics. Let's go.
I don't need the lyrics. Believe me, I can do that one off the top of my head. Okay.
All right. We're on to pick number 6.
Oh
Everyone's
wow.
wondering if Shannon will Corbin blew it again.
Just when you thought Rob was out of it, he was right there the whole
He
time.
was prepping
Pull me
that
back
whole
in.
time, looking up the actors in High School Musical. He knew what
We
ones
did
to
over
make.
nap on it, Shannon. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. First of 2 picks for Shannon.
I'm not gonna get the Zac F wrong. Okay. No.
Okay.
Yeah, it's been so long. It's been an hour before I'm getting to pick, you know?
Hmm.
Just been stewing on this with the difficulty of there are so many good picks. I'm
You get 2 of them.
I know, and I want more.
You can give me one of them if you want. I'm still looking.
Are you still looking? Because you did no prep, Taran. Like not
Oh.
one little
That's not any different than a normal draft, Shannon.
I know, and that is actually not the compliment you think it is. Okay.
Well, I mean, I still picked more winners than everyone else. So
Okay.
Imagine
Then
if you
Shannon.
applied yourself.
Then Shannon.
Okay. Yeah, Taran counts Big Brother as his like win totals.
no,
Really fair.
this draft only I've still picked more
All right.
winners.
Taran, get over it.
All right,
You didn't
come
win
on.
the last draft.
Come on, let's all get along. This is a nice. This only happens twice a year. Our draft night.
And you love it.
Let's try to enjoy it.
I am enjoying it. Well,
It's great.
I love being last pick. Look, there's a lot of buff guys left, so that's good. It's a buff. It's a buff.
It's a buffet.
Buffet is great. Well done, Chappell. Well done, Chappell. Okay, I'm gonna pick one buff guy.
Okay.
I'm gonna
Really?
pick one
Oh my
not
God.
buff guy.
Hold on,
I'm
pause.
actually gonna pick a
Shannon,
woman.
you're gonna pick a woman first?
I was gonna pick Aysha. Okay, I was
Okay,
gonna pick
But since
Tiana.
you're not. Now
Yeah.
what?
I'll pick the woman first so that it's confirmed that we always have that we look back at that. There's a lot of good people, but I'm gonna pick another super fan, someone who was also an alternate like Tiana.
Mhm.
Tiana, by the way, the 45 alternate, the only person who could have been actually upset that Hannah quit. Whenever we were like the only one person could be upset about that, it actually was her. But this person could be less upset because they avoided the dumpster fire that was 46. It's Rachel. I'm gonna pick
Yes.
Rachel.
All right, nice pick. All right, tell us
Good
about
pick.
Rachel
pick.
Lamont.
Rachel is a listener of the podcast as well. Huge fan. Talked about like her journey, as we said, getting on, was out there in Fiji with Mike doing the interview for 46 and came back here for 47. Yeah, really big fan. She seems really, really smart, which I love. She, I guess, being in like kind of the nerdy woman with glasses archetype that could go badly. It could be some grenade potential just on perception. But I think if you let her get a run in, she'll kind of be able to outplay everyone. I enjoyed her interview. She said the winner she was most like was Dino, who I know is a friend of hers. And Dino has talked her up to me since before she played, which means nothing because Dino is just like effusive in his praise. Like it's actually completely meaningless. But if she's 1/100th of as great as Dino
How did they get to be
is,
friends?
in like a Survivor fan group.
Oh.
So yeah, big fan. And yeah, Dino was an awesome pick as like the winner that she gave to Mike. And I love International Survivor and Survivor South Africa getting its due. And I love Dino getting his due. And I've picked Rachel as my first pick for that and many other reasons.
So the first thing I want to bring up, because I know everyone in this panel has had somewhat of a connection and a friendship with the person that Rachel names as her non-winner pick in Omer.
Yeah, some good picks.
Red flag.
I was going to say, what do we think about
A
that
lot of
pick?
people said Omer. So many people said Omer. I was like,
red
this house
flag.
loves
Yeah.
Omer.
Okay.
You guys met
Now,
Omer?
well, now, why do you say it as a red flag, Pooya?
What?
Have you met Omer?
What do Liana said red flag? I didn't say
Yes,
anything.
but we
by
know
it.
we know him. That she does not know him.
Right.
She
and
only
that's-
knows TV Omer.
Which is
Oh,
good.
okay.
Really were
Exactly.
red flag.
Yeah, I was just
Correct.
doing my annual dig at Omer is really what I was doing.
As you should.
Mm.
Yeah.
So
She
many
did
good
say
picks.
that she has a rapid fire way of thinking.
Yes, love that.
Word vomits and overreacts. to
Yes. Yes. Rachel. He's actually doing it right now. How good is that? What are her pet peeves, Taran?
Hot
Oh,
oil
yeah, oil.
splattering on her while cooking.
I hate
Real.
that.
I don't cook.
Real.
Yeah.
It is
Real
annoying, but who doesn't hate that? You know what I mean?
That's
Mhm.
real.
I don't.
This is the better one. Balloons popping, especially intentionally.
Nah, I'm okay.
I don't mind
Loud.
that. I don't like when
That's
people like massage it and make the
Oh no,
rubbery
that's my
noise.
favorite. What? I love the like you're rubbing two pickles together. I love that.
What? What?
Rubbing two pickles together. Did you
That's
hear
how
what
it
you
sounds,
just said?
Does the type of pickle matter?
Oh,
think it
Chappell. Oh, I
matters.
see. Yeah.
I think it really
Yeah.
matters.
Does it have
Yeah,
to be a
it-
gherkin or can you do like some bread and butter action?
I think it has to be bread and butter. Like I think it has like it's a texture thing. No worries.
Yeah.
Just eat the pickles. What are you playing with them?
Listen, that's not the point. The point was the sound that the balloons make. I understand. I was relating to you. This is my social game.
That's your social
Oh,
game?
that's
Yeah, what's it?
Disarmed. Give him the million.
oh,
Okay.
thank God
This
Asia was
is
the one
why
who got
I
on the
say
show.
Asia would do the best of us, except Liana.
Yeah.
Liana also would be my first pick. The rest of you, my. Yeah,
I-
Rachel though. Right? We hijacked
Rachel.
Yes.
I don't
Pickles
think two
aside.
pickles make a noise if you rub them together.
Why don't you rub them together and
I
find
will.
out, Rob?
I will. I'll
actually
look
have
into
some pickles.
this.
I'm gonna go
Yeah.
get the pickles.
Gonna test different ones. I'm just saying they might make different sounds.
Thank you,
but-
Liana. Science speaking.
You're welcome.
Y'all
Do an
don't
experiment,
understand anything.
guys.
Right.
Controls.
Somebody, people say if anybody tries this, send a video. Okay.
The chat.
Oh,
Send your
Rob
pickle
doesn't
bits
know
to
what
Rob.
you're asking for.
Yeah, don't
Mhm.
Google search it though, just to be safe search on, just in
Definitely
case.
Do not Google
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
Y'all are filthy.
Slap those gherkins together and send Rob a video. Ain't nothing wrong with that.
That's
pickle on
slapping
loud.
is
Maybe
a different
$1,000.
noise than what you're talking
Yeah,
about.
you're getting a splat there. It's different.
hmm
Hmm.
You don't need science to know that.
So Rachel, I really enjoyed her interview, especially snacks. I'm up for anyone who coins nicknames for other players in the game. I think that is very fun. I think that she'll
Love
be
that.
fun and that gives me a little bit of a taste of what she'll be like, a little snack, if you will, of what she'll be in confessionals. And I'm hoping that also translates out to the island. My concern for her is already been mentioned, the fact that she is, the maybe a smaller sort of nerdy-ish archetype. If they end up going to tribal early, I think that could potentially put her in hot water, but I'm feeling okay about the people who are on her tribe, that she can make connections and hopefully survive the pre-merge.
Yeah, she and Andy could definitely get along based on their super
100%.
fandom. They might even already know each other. So hopefully, yeah, there's some connections there. I think it's a good
Also,
pick.
what is something we would never know from looking at you? I can house the majority of a Costco watermelon in a single sitting.
That's
What does that
winner
mean?
stuff right there. That's
A
Jack's Mickey
Costco
behavior.
I
watermelon?
can house it. I could eat it.
I
Is that
assume
what-
that's what it means, right?
Yeah.
Eating it in one sitting. I've done that.
Oh,
Relatable.
No,
Yeah.
you didn't finish it.
Oh,
He did.
He said the majority of a watermelon. I did the majority of a watermelon.
You did not do the majority of a watermelon.
That is not shady.
You
But
did
why does it have to
maybe
be?
half.
Why does it have to be
Maybe
a
not.
Costco watermelon? It's not like
Are
that.
they
You get
bigger?
a bigger watermelon at
You don't know
Costco,
that.
like
It's
I'm
just
buying
Rob,
it in bulk.
It's just a good deal. It's saying I get the watermelon and I'm wise with the money.
Yeah, it is important that if you buy anything from Costco, you specify that it was from Costco.
Yeah, I'm
Like,
not
if you
sure
go
a
to Costco,
watermelon
you
is
say,
that
"I'm
much
going to
cheaper at Costco.
It's
I
not
don't
Google.
know.
This one we could Google. This one I don't think would come up.
Rob,
with
you're taking a
anything
bone
bad.
of contention with all these food references, and I just feel like it's getting problematic.
Yeah, you don't want to be anti-Costco, Rob. They've got.
I'm not
Right.
anti-Costco. I just don't think that you get you're
Anti-pickle,
buying a watermelon in bulk at
anti-watermelon,
Costco.
Anti-Costco.
It was
Rob,
at
I'm
least
not
half the watermelon though that I ate.
Rob, you should forfeit your
You're still
Like,
on that.
why are you lying?
Okay. From full watermelon to majority
No.
to at least half. We're really
have
moving
one
some
slice of
goalposts here.
watermelon.
win.
If I have
I win.
51% of the watermelon, it is the majority of the watermelon.
That's
You say,
so
they win.
semantic.
Chappelle and I saw a woman break the world record for eating watermelon on Netflix a couple of
Was
weeks
it
ago.
Rachel?
Right. This is child's play. No, Rachel could never. Not the way this woman did it. She was insane. She broke the world record. It was crazy.
Was it Joey
Do you think
Chestnut's
that eating
daughter?
the watermelons is a way of getting over her fear of balloons?
Real.
No one could possibly think that. It
What?
has nothing to do with those
No,
things
hold on.
could-
Let
I
him
mean,
talk.
you said nobody could possibly think of it, but I literally just did. So.
Yeah, I think that
Wow.
again is an indictment on
Proving
you.
wrong,
I
Shannon.
kind of think that would be like on like the New York Times connections. It's like balloons and watermelons. It's like two things that are round. It's like those things aren't that similar. That is nothing.
Yes.
It's the same
it
size
is.
though.
I feel like
Are they?
we lost the plot a long time ago.
I think
Okay.
we just passed the hour mark and we just got through round one.
All right.
47
Yay!
hours to the premiere of
Well,
47. You
We're about
guys, we're doing
3
it.
hours.
All right.
Yeah.
There you go. All right. So Rachel becomes pick number 6, and we are through round number 1. Shannon, you will kick off the second round with the 7th pick overall.
Now, because I picked a woman, I get my like.
The
Courtesy
person you
bus
really wanted to
guy.
pick first,
I
but you
got
felt
one out
safe
of the
picking
way.
a woman first because you knew you had the next pick.
Yep.
Yeah.
She ate her broccoli, so now she can have her fun treat.
Now, is this really fair that Shannon is going to have 2 people when the rest of us only have 1?
Yeah, that's
What's up with
unfair.
that?
Yeah.
Ooh, Rob,
Ooh.
what
do you
if
mean?
I trade you
Well-
all my picks for Asia?
That
Exponentially increases your chances.
I'll consider it.
No, there's no bartering in the rules. Stop that.
Since when?
He'll wait to see
up.
what your 3 team is, Chappelle, first. See what the team you put together
Oh
is.
yeah, he hated my team last time. He doesn't trust me. He doesn't trust my judgment.
Mhm.
I think we should get the rules enshrined so that you guys can stop messing with them because they'll be enshrined. At least
I feel
put it
like
on a
trade
document.
offers have always been on the table. No one's ever accepted one. That's the only
Yeah.
difference.
It's definitely not on the table. There's no. Is that allowed?
Oh,
I'll trade
it
for
is.
Asia.
Well, I just said that.
We trade at the end.
Yeah, finish the
We're
draft first.
trading. It'll be 5 hours into the podcast by the time we're trading. We're not. Okay. A lot of great picks. Some of them, I mean, many of them still available to me. Could go many different ways with it, but I'm gonna go with TK. Now his name is actually Taran.
Oh,
I
that's
see why you
cool.
picked him.
Mhm.
Yeah, he's my
Taste.
favorite Taran. I don't even know him.
Oh my god.
I really like this Taran too, but I really like TK.
Fair. He looks likable.
Yeah, TK. Why TK? Well, first I'll give my one con. First I'll give the negative.
Oh, you open with
He
a
seems
negative.
like he's gonna play too hard. So I hope that like because everyone else in the cast was like, everyone in 46 is playing too hard. I don't think you need to make big moves. I'm gonna chill. I'm like, this could actually be a pretty stagnant
Mhm.
season based on the way they're going. TK's not feeling that way. TK wants to push it, and I just had Q, and Q wanted to push it, and I feel really burned by that. But other than that, TK's story is amazing. TK is a sparkly person. You could hear him winning Mike Bloom over, although much like Dino, that's nothing. Mike loves everyone. He's overawed by everyone. But TK just seems like a sparkly, special person. He's definitely not the grenade. Seems just really likable, and I think it is a good pick.
Mhm.
And does anyone have
I
comments or concerns?
I agree. I like this pick. I think he's also someone he went to a PWI, so he's, have had to talk to a lot of different kinds of people. I think also just his gratefulness from having this kidney disease and then being able to bounce back is so evident in the joy that is in his voice when he speaks. And I totally echo the shiny person comment. I do have the same reservations, though, about the playing too hard, especially in a cast that is very cautious. Just saw people turn on their allies too soon. So I'm hoping that doesn't get him into trouble. I do think that the Blue Tribe seems pretty stacked. So I'm hoping he will be able to contribute to that as well and be able to be safe for at least the first couple rounds.
Yeah, the line that really stuck with me from his interview with Mike that I wrote down was that he felt like that Caleb in Survivor 45 played too passively.
Yeah, that was
wild.
Which Caleb
TK.
was a guy that everybody had eyes on the whole game. And now, again, that maybe there's like a counterintuitiveness to it where it's like, hey, and we saw a little bit with Q of in a game where everybody's sort of playing kind of tight. Maybe there is some competitive advantage to playing looser and more aggressively. But I just think that probably the tallest guy out here from a height perspective looks like a great athlete.
Is he the tallest?
I feel like Kyle is super
Maybe
tall.
maybe Kyle's taller,
Guy again.
but certainly I think that he was the person that people described like as the MMA fighter in their pregame assessment. So certainly like a physical presence. Then to have him say that he's going to come out and be one of the hardest players out here, or certainly like playing with a little bit more on offense, that's what gives me a little bit of pause.
Yeah, it is a concern, but in same counterpoint, he already has an alliance name with Aysha.
Sure, but he's not on her tribe.
Yeah, but if they can make it together,
and TK's on the same tribe as Tiana, right?
Yes.
Yeah, they're both gonna be fine. I feel like they're both gonna end up getting to getting drawn in together. I feel like they, to me, seem like the strongest of the tribes. I feel good about TK's longevity odds, which, to Shannon's point, yeah, not the grenade. You're safe.
Yeah, I mean, I none of this of what you guys are saying surprises me. His number one pet peeve on the board: unmotivated people, which I think says a lot about TK. And you guys just explained all of what I assumed based on that pet peeve.
yeah, that you don't even need to do the prep. You can just surmise from those couple of words.
Very
Okay.
telling. Pet peeves.
All right. Anything else on TK?
This is a polite golf clap for my picks. I think they were good picks.
No,
Shannon
good
did a
pick.
Those are the
Shannon.
only two picks that I'll have. So.
Good job.
All right.
Good pick.
All right, let's go back to Chappell. Chappell has pick number 8 overall.
Yeah, I'm nervous. So many great picks went early.
There's still good ones, man. You're doing fine.
There's so many good
It's a
ones.
deep cast.
But
Yeah.
here's the thing.
It really is.
Here's the thing. I'm going to get one of the last 2 picks though, so I'm trying to see if I can get maybe a pick for cheaper. You know what I'm saying? Like, 'cause I don't necessarily want to get stuck with a grenade, if you will. So,
Wouldn't be the first time.
no, it wouldn't. But this might be the first time you win. Anyway,
Maybe. I
so
hope so.
nope, maybe not. So I think I'm gonna go with somebody who I think will work well with the people on their tribe. Annika, is that how you say her name? I believe that's
Annika,
her.
I believe.
Annika. Yes, Annika is who I'm going with. I wanted to make sure I got her name right. I think she's gonna do fine. I remember listening to Rachel's interview, and Rachel said, "Oh yeah, I would really like to work with the Indian woman. I think she's on my tribe." And I was like, "Oh, this is cool," because I feel like even in the first impressions, she was warm enough to where she's already bringing people in. I loved her bio, and I just don't think she's going home first. And I even liked the player that she identified the most with, being Sarah Lacina. Just because her Game Changers game was one of those games that people thought was like transcendent, right? It was like you didn't expect that to come from Sarah Lacina because of how we saw her play the first time, but in Game Changers, I mean, nobody had a negative thing to say about her until they did, and it was too late. And so I think that for like Annika to point that out, to point that out, I think that she's going to do fine. I think this is going to be a good season for her, and hopefully she will align with Aysha at some point, and then they can run the game top 2. Rob
Not everyone can be top 2
I
with
win.
Aysha.
No, just Annika. Rob wins. He gets the grenade though, and then I win because I have Annika. Duh.
Okay.
Right.
Could happen.
Interesting strategy.
You see it.
She would have been my next pick. I really enjoyed her interview. Obviously there's a little bit of hesitation when she says, look, I can't hide my emotions. I'm very
expressive face.
Yes. So that's a little bit of a red flag for me. But that being said, I just, again, got really good energy. I feel like this cast is so stacked, and she's one of the people that I really just enjoyed listening to. My biggest concern for her is the pre-jury and the pre-merge because I'm just a little bit nervous if Yellow ends up being our disaster tribe, as Yellow can be wont to do, or even if they just struggle a little bit early. I'm really hoping that she can forge those social connections that will keep her safe and that she won't end up getting the boot too early.
About her saying that she couldn't hide her facial expressions, the last player that I remember saying that was Tiffany from last season, and she was great. So,
she didn't win.
No, she didn't. But she had a good chance at it, and I'm hoping that this person has a good chance as well.
Really good pet peeves.
What was it?
Hey, got the
she does not like people who aren't spatially aware in crowded spaces. Very annoying. But even better, this is a top tier pet peeve. Slow drivers in the left lane.
The worst.
Yeah.
I feel like that might be me too.
I think aren't you on the side? Don't y'all drive?
Well,
on the
yeah.
side of the road?
Do you even drive?
Well, on the left to you.
In the same way?
No, I don't.
Yeah, I think you're on the other side of the
yeah,
world.
I just don't
whatever
drive.
Whatever she's saying, I think that I'm doing it.
You go into the fast lane and you drive slow.
I don't know if we have fast lanes. I'm not in the fast lane, I don't think.
I live life in the fast lane.
No, I don't do that.
Live life a quarter mile at a time. Am I right?
All right. La Familia. Okay. Anything else on Annika?
Nope.
Good pick.
Tell you one thing that's not going Fast and Furious. This draft. Okay.
Another really good pick because this whole cast is good. Like I actually think every single person in this cast has something that is a positive.
Let's see how you feel when you get to your final pick.
I honestly think I'm like it might go okay, but I'm just famous last words. So
let's see. All right. Let's go back to Liana. Okay.
Okay.
To conclude the top half of this draft.
I'm going to pick a person that I normally would not pick on these drafts. Someone who I think is either going to do super well or flame out super quickly.
Okay.
They got a Matt Chat quote in the sneak peek that was published on the Survivor CBS account on YouTube, and that is Gabe.
Gabe.
He's the person who everybody in Ponderosa was like, he's giving me nothing.
You've had good luck picking Gabes before.
Exactly. Just chop off a couple of letters and we're good to go. So I'm hoping that this 4-letter boy can help me get another win. We're going Gabe. I think he's so intense. And I almost love that intensity because I think, again, in the short game, you got to play fast. You got to play hard. I'm really hoping that he's able to do well. I'm so nervous for him, but simultaneously very excited. I just want to see what he's going to bring to the table.
Yeah.
The Gable. Yeah.
Radio show host.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And he talks about the Baltimore Ravens, which is why I couldn't pick him. Honestly, the Ravens have let me down so much in the last 2 weeks. I just cannot have that. I cannot have another one. I cannot have another one on my conscience. If they prove me wrong, Gabe, prove me wrong.
How many radio or radio adjacent players?
Everybody.
There's
more than on this podcast, I think.
Yeah.
More broadcasters do a draft of us.
Yeah,
that's what the collective term for podcasters is, a draft of podcasters. There's a draft of broadcasters on this season.
Yes. Okay. So, Liana, this was such an interesting pick because there is a ton of variance here with Gabe. Like, he could be really, really strong and, either way, super fun to watch, but also in the way that he has a reverence for Russell. Like, you could see him potentially being a little too bold out of the box and getting himself into trouble.
Exactly. That's the thing. To me, he's so high variance. This is someone who could be shot out of a cannon and immediately crash and burn or goes the distance. I just don't know which one it is. And at this point, I'm willing to take the risk.
Mm-hmm.
He says he's good at selling himself in like job interviews. So like jobs he's underqualified for. He'll like get those job interviews. But I feel like that's not a super transferable skill to Survivor. Like the world of selling yourself for a job interview, maybe it gets you into an alliance, but I feel like that's not the energy that people want in an ally.
Rob, didn't Sue Hawk say something about corporate America in the bush?
Yep. This is not corporate. We're not out here in the corporate America. We're out here in the bush.
Yeah. Also, his pet peeve was passive aggression. Say what you mean, which I guess is fine.
What do you mean by that?
Yeah, say what you mean.
So he has the NFL connection to TK. There's a lot of he does NFL
well,
stuff.
TK and Sam as well.
Sam is a lot of NFL things. Now that's hard for me as someone who I was going for Rob's Jets until recently. Until I feel like now I'm with the Chiefs, but I don't know anything else.
Like the NFL connection is very loose in that, like, I have an NFL connection because I like a team and you like a team and you like a team. Like, it's a little bit, it's not exactly like, we are like both former NFL players. Like I think that
we work in NFL.
Well, but he doesn't, like, he hosted a radio show.
But what does TK do? I don't think I understand.
So TK, from what I understand, I think he works in putting together deals. I actually think that maybe TK and Sam, I think they've both played football, and I think that there could be some kind of a bond there. Gabe talks about football on the radio. So sure, I just think that, it's a shared passion, but I'm not sure necessarily like if I am in an alliance with somebody, because the NFL is so popular.
Yeah, and for what it's worth, like one of Sam's pet peeves is overly confident sports fans. So if anything, this feels like more of a minefield than a connection point.
Well, that is concerning. But I don't know. You get it. Like Gabe and TK are on the same tribe. You get talking about that might be one of the first conversations you have. Now you're getting along. Now you're friends. Now you're allies. That's how it happens. So I don't know the popularity of the NFL. It seems like
I think it's pretty big.
It's pretty big.
Just like Shannon, like imagine like another big fan of Survivor. You meet up with them, you're like, oh, we're gonna get along great, and then they say, yeah, I hate Suri. She's my least favorite player.
Wow, but no one would say that.
No, there's probably someone out there.
Well, I hate that person. I'd vote them out first.
Exactly.
I see what you mean. Yeah.
Fair point.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
Contentious.
All right. Anything else about Liana's pick of Gabe?
Go Ravens.
Okay. All right. Yeah, and I'm sure that Chappell, I don't know if you've had the radio on today. I'm sure the Baltimore Sports Talk Radio is lit today.
Why would that be? I don't know. I can't imagine why. I don't know. Nothing of note has happened. No, not me. Definitely haven't turned on the radio at all. Deleted my Twitter, all that good stuff. It's okay.
Let's get to the 10th pick overall. That's going to be back to Pooya. Pooya, you went with Tiana with your first pick?
Yes.
Who you got for your second pick?
See, now this is interesting because this is someone who's in my top 6 that's still not picked.
Okay.
And I'm a little bit in a situation where I'm like, either y'all are sleeping on this person, or you're wishing it comes back to you, or I've just got a misread on them.
Okay.
But I want them on my team. I thought of a couple jokes to make. I do not want the crowd goes mild moment again, so I'm just going to make my pick like a regular person. I'm going to pick Rome. It's going Rome to me. Yeah. The interview with Mike was so fun to listen to. I could listen to this guy talk for hours. Also, he did one of the most relatable things on earth to me, which was,
what's that?
The dude found and consumed all of Survivor in 4 months. As someone who watched all of the boys and the spinoff of Gen V within the span of like 3 days recently, like, this is energy that I can get on board with. I understand. Also, I like, I know that a lot of these players in the new era, they found Survivor during the COVID era. So Rome found it April of 2023. By July of 2023, he's finished the whole thing. Now, granted, I don't co-sign all of his takes. Let's get that out the gate. He is a big fan of Ozzy, but I understood it more after I heard him explain his POV. I got what he saw, because when I first saw the headline, I was like, Rome, no. But also I was like, I think that might knock you down on the draft board, which is not bad for me. He seems fun. And I like fun. So there we go. Fun.
He's an esports commentator.
Yeah.
There's another one.
This is
the entire cast is in. Hold on.
It's all a giant audition for On Fire.
Yeah, it's all broadcasters. Everybody's a podcaster. Every last person.
Storytellers.
Oh yeah, that too.
Gonna be some good confessionals.
It happened. You know what happened in 2020? You know, in 2020, everybody had a podcast. You know, I think those residuals are still just hanging out.
I do hate broadcasters. No. I think it's gonna be a fun season with good confessionals. I feel like I had red flags with Rome.
What were your red flags?
He's so fun. I think he'll be a great character. But from a draft perspective, I just felt like he was just like so shot out of a cannon. Like even with some of the other picks we've just spoken about, like TK and Gabe, who also like might be a bit too much, but seem really, really fun, and Rome falls into that category. I feel like even more than that. Like, yeah, like someone who can like consume all of Survivor in 3 months, and he's apply, and like it was a lot. I felt too much.
That's why Gabe barely eked out Rome when I was trying to decide who I was going to pick. Rome, I want to be friends with him. Like, to be clear, he seems like so much fun. My nervousness is what Shannon mentioned, the shot out of a cannon thing. But my hope for him is that being sleep deprived and hungry, maybe it'll like tamper it down a little bit, you know, like be a little bit more chill.
Yeah.
Maybe
like what the listeners tell me, like be less of yourself.
But
that's what everyone likes to hear.
But he, you know, he's got a 34-inch vertical, super impressive. So he could be, you know, the strong person that they need on their tribe on red early. Maybe him, maybe Saul could be those people that are sort of holding it together physically in some of the challenges, and maybe that he has that going for him, which could help to keep him safe early.
Yeah, I really like Rome. I was starting to get excited that I thought Rome might be available to me when I pick after Taran. And so I think he is a real steal to have fallen this far into the draft. And yeah, I definitely see what is being said about Rome that might be a little too overly exuberant, but definitely seems like a super charismatic guy who is athletic and has a strategic mind. So there's a lot to like with Rome.
Yep, I love Rome. I thought about picking him second. I was gonna wait till he came. I was hoping like maybe they don't see this, but I think the reason why I felt like he could fall to me again is because I think Rome can't hide. I think that the same thing we all saw, like some would say intensity or whatever, but charisma, whatever it is, it's gonna be jumping off of his body the entire game. And I think it benefits him that it's a faster game now because maybe he can get away with some things and get to the end a lot faster. But I definitely think around the merge, people are gonna be saying, why are we letting Rome run everything, And so I think that people are going to be looking at him potentially as somebody who's gaming very hard, and I'm just afraid it might catch up with him.
He's their Roman Empire. They just keep thinking about him, Stay
on their mind. Got condos in their heads. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Anything else on Rome?
Taran, did you tell us the pet peeve?
He does not like it when you order food with somebody, and then when we get the food, they still want some of his fries or what he got. If you wanted some, order some.
Liana, why are you reacting weirdly in that corner? What's going on with you?
I've never done that before. I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Quickly, how much watermelon did he eat? Go.
Okay, all right.
Less than half.
Less than half. I'm starting to doubt if he even ate watermelon at all.
There is a stream that documents my journey. This is a thing that's on the internet. If I can
There's a stream that documents your journey to eat just barely over half of a watermelon.
First of all, it was most of the watermelon. Second of all, yes, it was my third stream ever. It was a challenge. It was fun. We vibed out. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Taran, which person left of these final 8 has the most interesting pet peeves?
Well, luckily for me, my number 1 pet peeve on the board.
Yes.
Still there. And that is Genevieve.
Oh no.
Listen, I'm gonna say this. This might be a cast full of podcasters, radio hosts, commentators. It's a pretty weak pet peeve cast.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Damn.
They didn't perform super well. Nobody is reaching the heights of Mariah. You know what I mean? However,
she couldn't jump.
Exactly.
She's no Rome.
Genevieve had the best
very rich though
pet peeve according to me because there was some theming going on. It was well crafted. It was all, it was really painting the picture of somebody that was particularly aggrieved. And so she says, my pet peeve, airports, or rather the combination of airports and people, which is exactly the problem with airports. The people. People who line up at the gateway too early, as if the plane is going to leave without them if they don't storm the boarding gate.
Ooh.
People who hog the armrest or take off their shoes, then put their feet up. Yuck.
Yep.
Yeah.
Taran,
Mhm.
do you storm the boarding gate?
I don't even know why you'd ask me that question.
Taran, do you storm the
Hogging.
boarding
Jared,
gate?
are you people at airport?
I don't know why you're asking me that question. I don't think we've ever been on a plane together, Chappell. Rob, do I storm the boarding gate?
Yeah.
Not that I can recall.
Yeah, see?
Oh, you got to know he's boarding group A. Taran is in the front of that.
Listen, I might strategically stand in the shadows awaiting my opportunity to jump in, you know? But I'm not getting in people's way. You know? I might be if they call group A and I'm group D, you know, I'm standing up when they call group A because before they know it, D's coming. You know what I mean?
D?
Yeah.
It's just like 20 minutes
So,
between D and D.
I gotta be prepared.
You won?
I don't want to be losing out on overhead bin space. Okay?
That's what it really comes down to. It's the overhead
I want to
bin
be first
space.
in line for my group. That's what I want. That's all I
Literally
want.
last week, I heard a story of someone who was at the gate and missed the flight.
That
So
could never
maybe
be
it's
me.
good to storm the boarding gate.
Yeah.
That is wild. Who
Yeah, it
did
was a
this?
crazy
Yeah.
story. But so maybe that's good. I also think though, like airplane-based pet peeves, like is she a comedian in the 90s? Like what's the deal with airplanes?
Wow, this isn't a roast, Shannon.
But well, I just as a pet
Give it to
peeve,
her
it's
now.
like I don't know, the airplane thing's been done. But I do love Genevieve.
We're all going to the same
She's
place.
the only one that it was.
They
themed.
can't
Yes,
start
it was
tribal
airport.
without us.
Rob Seinfeld impression, I assume, coming out. Yeah.
She truly painted a picture, though.
assumption.
You know.
Yes.
Like I felt like I was in my mind watching her go through an airport.
Because that's you. You could
and
see
be-
it because it's you.
Listen,
She was
I
describing
don't
you.
storm. I sneak into the castle
Yeah.
like an assassin. Okay.
That's not good either. That's not good.
I don't
Mhm.
siege the little tape.
Yeah.
Here's my positive about Genevieve, aside from Taran's compulsion over there.
Well, I also like her. She's a lawyer.
Wow.
Look,
You nailed it.
Canadian.
listen, she's
She likes
Canadian.
video
Canada.
games.
Why lie? Why
She's
lie?
Canadian, and the Canadians have done extremely
Yeah,
well in the new
yeah.
era. It's insane how well they do in the new era. And so I think people like Genevieve and people that we've seen in the past might have just been waiting on their turn to come dominate a game. So I think that this is a great pick, despite her and Taran having, issues with Taran specifically.
I was really hoping, I guess in a delusional way, that she might fall to me at the end because
Same.
I thought people might have the red flags that, like, because she said, I can't make fire. And, like, that does feel like a little bit of a concern. Just like, I didn't practice that one. I'm like, we might be talking about this in about 25 days. But I love Genevieve's interview. Like, I messaged Mike. I'm like, oh, I love Genevieve. She was so funny. She was sarcastic and self-deprecating. She sounds like Parvati. Like, I just had such a great time with her. I really enjoyed, like, all of her answers until she was like, but I can't make fire. But I also kind of like that. I found her relatable, but then I was concerned about the relatability. I was like, maybe then she won't do well. But she's one of my favorites on the cast. And I was really hoping that she would fall to me because I think she could be a bit of a sparkly person as well. So I think she's a great pick.
Okay.
Well, if you watched my Twitch stream like Chappell clearly did, you would have known that I was going to pick her. So
I saw it coming, and it was again, that was very depressing. I think she's a great pick, Taran.
I was just busy listening to the interviews and prepping for the draft.
Okay.
We'll see what's more effective.
All right.
Really, Mike puts a lot of effort into the interviews, okay? That's very effective. I'm sorry that I'm a horrible billboard for it.
Well, how have they treated you?
They get me pretty good average draft placement.
So lost.
They get me
Cherry picking.
Cherry picking.
Yeah, so okay, where are they?
I didn't say Andy would like me.
Charlie
okay?
called
Andy
it.
hates me.
Yeah.
It's fine.
Okay. All right. The final pick of round number 2, the 12th pick overall. I am chuffed to bits right now to make my selection here at number 12.
Wow.
Because Taran, you're not going to believe this. There happens to be another famous podcaster
No.
on this cast. I can't believe
No.
that you all let
Boo.
John Lovett fall to
No.
number 12. What's
thought I
wrong with you all?
Rob just creating a team of podcasters.
Yes,
I
guess that's every
dynamic
team
duo, Aysha and John. These podcasters can't be stopped. No, in all seriousness, that I look now. I think that there is some risk here. I could get grenaded. There is a non-zero chance that John is the first person out of this season on Wednesday night, and then Aysha goes on to win, and then look what I've done. Okay, sure, there is some risk here, but I think that there is a ton of upside here for John, who I think is an extremely smart guy who's studied the show while he has he doesn't have like these social connections amongst the other players like some of the super fans do, that he's somebody who is a very savvy political operator. And the last time I checked, that's the name of the game here on Survivor.
That went really well with the political operator that we had in Australian Survivor.
But hey, look, this is cutthroat U.S. politics, baby.
Watch out for his final speech.
Watch out for
the
man's a professional speechwriter. Wrote speeches for Barack Obama.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's a great pick.
You think he does impressions?
Sneaky physical player also that I think does CrossFit.
I hoped he'd fall to me. I hope that everyone would be like, John Lovett, he's such a big name, and like maybe he like stands out, and he's so self-deprecating as well that he was like, I'm like gonna do well here. Like, what am I doing here? I thought maybe he would fall to me. I'm really upset he hasn't. I think he's so funny. Loved his interviews, loved his answer about strength and weakness, which he, like others said, is the same thing, which I often say, and he said that his intensity can bring people along and turn people off. And I was like, yes, John Lovett.
Yeah.
I love it. I really, really wanted him to fall to me.
Yeah.
I love it.
I may have got the exercise wrong. I know he does. He, I believe, is more does a exercise routine that is.
Wait,
maybe
Rob,
it's not CrossFit.
Are you walking back CrossFit?
I saw in the chat line he does not do CrossFit. I don't know. I can't. I'm not his personal trainer.
He worked out.
Yeah.
He did workouts in hot environments also. That was
Yes.
something else that I thought was a very specific way to prepare, which I totally love. And the other thing that I really like about John is that he mentions it's about how you manage yourself, your own frustrations, right? And I think that that's something that stood out to me, where you have a lot of people talking about, oh, it's how I relate to others. It's how I relate to others. And he's like, look, I got to get myself in check. Okay. I got to make sure that I'm in the right headspace. So I really like that. I think he's going to be a fantastic narrator. I think if he can survive early, he could actually make a really deep run. He gives me very Mike White energy.
Yes. Mike White, David Wright, Cochran, like all players who have done exceptionally well in this game. Mike in the chat, John said, I work out a lot and I like to do it. He even likes it.
Yeah, that's
That's just weird.
That's impressive. I didn't get a lot of David Wright from him because I felt like David Wright, like his, like I say this in a way that it was relatable, like his anxiety and his insecurity.
Yes, no, he does
such a big part of his storyline. And you and Mike discussed this, but with John Lovett, I didn't feel like he was above it. I feel like he's like, this is an important opportunity. He loves the show. He's given obviously some important time to be here, but he also felt like he has kind of like an inner confidence, this guy commands many important rooms. Not that David Wright also wasn't so successful, but I feel like he hasn't.
But David Wright was petrified. David Wright 1.0 was petrified. And there's no fear here for John. I think that he feels like a little bit like there's like a looseness of like, I'm out here on Survivor. Exactly. If I lose, I lose. Like I'm here to to do the thing, and I'm going to have the best experience that I can have. Yeah. And if it goes horribly, I'm going to go back to my podcast tomorrow.
Either way, he's going back to the podcast, and as you said, like he has some important stuff going on. Like, and I don't feel like he was dismissing it or putting it down or was above it, but I do feel like realistically for John Lovett, like this is one of many like important things he'll do this year alone. For a lot of other people, they're overawed by the experience of like, fair enough, it's the coolest thing they'll ever do, and I don't begrudge them that. But for John Lovett, it's simply not true, and I felt like that kind of like inner confidence came through. I've got big Mike White energy, and that's high. As someone who just started the first episode of White Lotus, I'm finally getting to that.
Oh.
I pray. So I'm getting onto it. Yeah.
Man, John Lovett might be my enemy.
Why?
Oh,
Because
Okay, so-
John Lovett spent more time telling me how great his pet peeves are and how many he has than he did actually telling me his pet peeves.
Yes. What did he say?
He said, pet peeves, too many to count. Later saying, I'm constantly annoyed. I'm like a gay Larry David. And I'm
That's
like,
right.
oh,
That's
here
so
we
funny.
go. This is, I am seated. I am prepared. What do you
What was
got
the pe-
for me?
what was
John
the
Lovett,
peeve,
he
Sarah?
says, phones at stoplight, people who cut a line and then act confused.
Both good
He give you a
peeves.
teaser. He give you a little tease.
What is
The rest
that
will
stoplight
count.
is
Count,
really
phones at
upsetting.
stoplight. It's like he's got a word count.
Yeah.
People who
He's
cut a
only-
line and then act confused. Okay, they're fine. Those are fine. But then he goes on, I'm constantly annoyed. And it's like, constantly annoyed at what, John?
At
Tell
everything.
me.
Always in
Give me
line.
more. Open your heart to me.
Mm.
Hmm.
I thought it was pretty cool that in the interviews that I heard, for this to be one of the most famous people we've ever seen on Survivor, I don't think a lot of people even said they knew
No.
who John Lovett
know,
was.
right?
No.
I think more people
was-
know who Asia is.
Yes,
Yeah.
which is
Most
so
people
wild
were like,
to me.
is
The
that-
Survivor community that
Well,
everyone, that so many people knew Asia and no one mentioned John Lovett.
Well,
And I
further
love that.
wild that Chappell
relatable.
called her not a celebrity earlier, but we
No,
moved.
and honestly, so relatable. Because I sat here and I remember watching the big thing or whatever, and they showed the like this season 47. Here's what we got, and I see people tweeting like, "There's a John Lovett podcast." I'm like, who the hell is that? So I'm these people. I would not have recognized this man. I don't know him, but I definitely would have recognized Asia. Maybe he will too. Maybe they'll work together. That's my win condition. I need them to work together.
Okay. All right. Anything else on
Maybe.
John Lovett?
I think that if Asia has any big competition for the On Fire gig, it might be John Lovett. So
Yeah.
that's a good one if that's a stipulation.
Okay. All right. So that was me with pick number 12, the end of round 2. And now we will kick off round number 3. And I will do so and make my third and final pick.
Yes.
And it was getting dicey because I was running out of good picks. So, but the last of my people that I wanted is here. I will take with the first pick in the third round. Give me Sierra.
Okay.
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 Well, let's
Okay.
fly.
Wow, that was a lot
All right.
of okays. Are we all okay?
Yeah. Are you all okay? Okay. Here's
Yeah.
Sierra. Great photo, by the way, here for
Cute outfit.
Sierra. And I feel like that Sierra is somebody who, seems like she is, potentially another triple threat here in this cast. Somebody who is certainly has like a feistiness, can bring it, I think, in the physical aspect of the game. Really great social instincts. She says she's going to rely on her intuition. She feels like that she's the type of like bubbly personality that is going to be easy to get along with. Taran, she has also done some news reporting. So
The Illuminati is here.
yeah, she was a former Miss Delaware. We love a pageant lady,
She's a hard worker.
hard worker.
Like that about her.
You're reading it in the moment. We can see you reading.
I don't even
Okay.
know what you're talking about.
Yeah. All right.
He's also like a nurse.
Yes, a nurse.
Yeah.
Right.
Like
Yeah.
I knew
Full
that.
trade.
Clearly.
Yeah, he knew that.
Okay.
I felt
Wants
for
to
me,
be like a Stephanie LaGrossa.
Sierra just in her interview kind of came across to me as a little young, and she's not. Like she's 27, which is still young, but like compared to the cast, like 27, that's fine. But it didn't like she came across as a little young to me. The thing that got me was like she was like, "Oh, I can be a little gullible," and then Mike was like, "Oh, so if you can be gullible," she's like, "No, people will think I'm gullible." I'm like, "Are you gullible, or will people think you're gullible?" I felt like you couldn't.
Shannon. She said gullible is my middle name, and I said,
Yes.
"Woohoo, minor deduction." Like,
Yeah, but then,
move you down the
then
list.
she was like, people will suffer for thinking I'm gullible. I'm like, you just said you're gullible. Which one is it?
middle name,
And I
right? Exactly.
couldn't-
Down, pushed. I had
No,
to
she's not gullible. Gullible is just literally her middle name. Her parents were mean. Sierra
Yeah.
Gullible Wright was named
Yo,
after her grandma.
gullible, right?
Gully.
Um,
Like,
I think 12 years of experience in the service industry goes a long way. Literally, we talk about one of the big things being able to talk to any type of person in any type of environment. People are, I'm gonna say, people are dicks to service workers. I've worked many a night shifts at the bagel shop, and let me tell you, I've seen great people. I've seen challenge accepted. I'm about to be the worst person you've ever met. So if you're able to go through those motions, keep a happy face through it out, I think you're gonna do well in this environment. I will say, though, her hot take of the live reunion needs to come back. That is not a hot take. I feel like that is an ice cold take.
A lot of the players missed the hot take assignment.
Yeah, Rob said earlier this summer that people don't know what a hot take is and he didn't want to do the hot take off because mostly they just aren't hot takes. And I think that this was the hot take off and he was right.
Yeah. Liana, can you vouch for that?
Yep, 100% agree. I mean, we have to discuss it every time. Never a hot enough take. You know what I mean? Ice cold.
Yeah.
It hurt me to bump Sierra down my rankings because of that gullible comment, but I'm not going to let that go because the moment she started getting snowed, I'll be like, she told us that she was gullible. But I really thought she could do well as a person who could just like kind of charisma her way through the game. Like she didn't seem overly strategic, but she felt like she was going to be physical enough to where who's coming out to Sierra? Why would you? She seems like a nice enough person, and that if she gets to the end, I can see her winning it. So I thought, even though, you could get blindsided a few times and still win the game. You know what I'm saying? It's not all about a resume. It's about who you sit next to at the end. And I wouldn't want to sit next to Sierra at the end if it was me.
Okay. My draft here is done. Okay. Aysha, John, Sierra.
Yeah, now let the grown-ups talk. All right, Taran, pop off the draft.
Taran, before you draft, I'm just going to, because I know you didn't do any prep, I'm going to let you know. Okay. There was one person who we're talking about bad hot takes. Mike asked for a hot take. He gave pet peeves. So if you want that person who went out of his way to give a pet peeve when he was asked for a hot take, now maybe that's my pet peeve. Maybe bad hot takes is a pet peeve.
Well, then, Taran, before you even look it up, is this Shannon trying to get you to pick someone that she gets left with a better person at the end that she thinks is better?
I honestly, just when I heard it, I was like, he's speaking to Taran, he's giving a pet peeve and no one asked for one. What even was the pet peeve?
Who is this person?
Sol said when Mike asked for a hot take, he was like, it's my pet peeve when people say you can't play the game of Survivor. I'm like, that's not a hot take, but it is a pet peeve in case Taran wants to know, which he doesn't because I know he's done no prep. All he's doing is watching and covering Big Brother, which seems pretty chill.
Okay, well, let's let Taran make his pick.
Ken Arthur's complimenting him, helping him, or
Taran later.
It's all three, Pooya. That's the Shannon Guss experience.
A triple threat.
Well, here's the thing. I was looking at Saul.
And I could tell for the audience, the people left are in alphabetical order. We got Caroline, Kashawn, Kyle, Saul, and Sue.
There's some great picks left as well.
It's a deep cast.
Well, listen, my initial judgment is different than this, but the addition of additional pet peeves, it sounds like Saul is full of peeves.
Bursting at the seams with peeves,
which I do like, and the chat seems to really want me to pick him. But man, that's see that. You know what, Shannon?
Okay.
You've been mean to me all night. I'm not going to trust your judgment.
Not on purpose.
I'm going to go with Kyle.
Not on purpose.
So you've been mean to me all night.
Taran. Is it because I said that TK was my favorite Taran?
I mean, that was the start of it.
Look, as the person who normally gets bullied by Shannon, I totally understand Taran, and I get it. And I you go, King.
Have I not been bullying Chappell enough? Not on purpose.
It's not my turn. Not anymore. It's Taran's turn.
Tell us about the friendly contractor, Kyle.
He just seems like a nice guy, Just a chill, nice guy. What I appreciated about Kyle's pet peeves is that he doesn't blame people for them. He just people sneezing around me and hearing people chew food. Those two things drive me absolutely bonkers. He's just a man existing in the world going like, I hate it. And I love that for him,
Yeah, the sneezing thing is unfair. People sneezing around you, like that's an involuntary, like
Yeah,
what
and
if
it's
they have
his involuntary
allergies?
response to be like, I hate that, but it's not their fault. It's not my fault. We're all just existing in a world of misery. You know?
Right.
That's wild.
Genuinely, like he seems like a nice guy. He's there for his family. I think he's gonna be like a lovable character. I think that like he'll fit in well to like a small tribe. I think he's gonna be looked at as like an asset to the tribe. And who knows? He could sneak his way in there.
Mm-hmm.
My favorite thing about Kyle is this pose. He's giving that
Same.
peppermint
Thank
meme.
you. Yes.
Yes.
I might have the idol.
Yeah. Is this the Kevin James shrug?
Yeah.
Doug
Can we
Heffernan
get
meme.
the Sam? Can we get the King of Queens
I might have
photo?
seen the
up?
Beware Advantage.
My eyes are getting weary. My back is getting tight.
Yeah. Liana, as the Kevin James expert, do you agree?
I agree. I co-sign it. I've been obsessed with Kyle's cast photos since I saw it, and this comparison makes me so much happy.
So much happy.
So much happy. So cool. They're like, he looks like
great.
a nice guy, and he's got like his thumbs, and it's like hanging out his mouth. I was like, oh, this is perfect, man. Kyle's been great.
This super long T-shirt that makes proportionally him look so weird. I love it. I'm obsessed. I love it. And I think that Kyle is, I mean, first of all, he's going to be super physical. I think that he'll be able to contribute to the individual immunity challenges. I think that's super. Yes. We need you to
It's
identify the
incredible.
differences
Driving
between
home.
these
So
two
perfect.
photos.
I might vote you out at the tribal. I don't know.
Knowledge might be power. I don't know.
Should have an idol.
Yeah. Sheepish Kevin James did compete in last year's Brant Steel at the end of the year.
All in, Rob.
How do you do?
Goddess.
How'd he do?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't recall. I don't think he won.
Oh,
All right. Well,
Put it-
go off, King.
Yeah,
of
definitely
Preseason.
put in a
Mhm.
shift, though, I will say.
yeah.
Spoiler, I think Cocaine Bear won.
As he
God.
should
It
have.
makes sense.
King.
How did that look?
King.
Had a showmance with Travis Kelce.
Mother.
Rob,
The way they
Rob,
mother.
Travis, I know Travis. Rob, how did you so perfectly identify Sheepy Kevin James from this? Because it's so perfect, and you just got it
I
so
said it.
right.
I just have a
literally
gift,
said-
Shannon.
Captain. He's
Yeah.
Chappell
captain.
say it.
Was
Locked in.
What did
Was it
Chappell
Rob?
say it?
I literally said he's giving the Doug Heffernan, and then you said, yeah, Kevin James. I was like, do y'all not know who Doug Heffernan
I heard
is?
Rob say it.
Oh, you went with his TV government name, Chappelle? That's
Yeah.
too much.
That was
I
Yeah,
literally
that's
a
on
picture
you.
of Doug Heffernan. Like, that was from King of Queens. What are we doing?
Really?
here?
Was
What are we
it?
doing?
Rob
What's
said it.
happening?
Like I just heard Rob say it.
This is the delivery.
Corbin
Yeah,
blew it
fine.
again.
Yeah,
I mean, I
yeah.
just found out that he didn't go by Kevin James on King of Queens.
His name was Doug Heffernan.
Kyle seems like a really, really, really nice guy. Like, just
Too nice.
hearing the interview, I just went through the feelings for him and hearing the journey he has had to get to where he is. He's 1000% motivated by the money, which I love to see in a player, going for gold always. But I don't know. It's like I'm hearing all the right things, but I don't necessarily know if Kyle is going to be able to pull off the things he needs to pull off to get there. He talks about how nice he is and how hard of a time he has when others are sad. I get that feeling. So if you have to vote someone out and they're sad, are you going to not vote them out? Maybe I'll vote you out. I don't know. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, I obviously feel burned by the Q pick from last time, and I feel really burned by the Hunter pick. Like I picked the nice guy, and I found out the nice guys finished ninth, and we're trying to pick first. I think now, so we're trying to pick first, right?
Yes.
Is it first or sixth? What are we trying? We're trying to get first. Yeah, see, that's my concern. I think Carl is the tallest guy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, look how
So-
long he is.
Ooh,
He's
nailed it.
definitely the tall. He's really. This is a tall man, right? So, yeah, I think he's just
Yeah.
a little too nice. Maybe he doesn't have the killer instinct that one would need.
That was my concern for him. He even talks about how he doesn't want to hurt people, right? That's something that could be his potential kryptonite in the game. That does make me nervous, but I mean, he just seems so likable, right? And that could carry him quite far. Will he be able to make the moves that he needs to in order to win at the end? That's where I'm a little bit more sus, but we love someone who's tapped into his emotions. He dislikes people who, aren't giving that. I really appreciate that. And he seems so nice.
He's willing to eat garbage.
That is true. We
Mhm.
love
Yeah, I don't
that.
like that though. Like no one asked. Why are
We
you
hate
just
that.
offering
I had
that?
to knock him down my rankings.
No one asked.
You gotta do what you gotta do. You know what I mean? Maybe he
I
does
mean,
have
clearly
gotta
somebody
do
in his
that.
life has asked.
Right.
I
Okay.
hope
I'll do it.
so.
I've been asked before.
All right. Down to 4.
All
Okay.
of these are good picks. I honestly like. There's pros here across the board.
Okay.
This is a very good cast.
All right. Pooya.
Yes.
Okay. 4 picks are left. Caroline,
Yeah.
Kashawn, Saul, and Sue.
I have a couple of directions I can go. One thing's for certain, I'm ruling somebody out because we'll get to it later. So that leaves me with 2, and I kind of don't know which direction I want to go here. But I think I'm gonna take the cast's word for this one. This is somebody who most people in their interview not only loved but wanted to work with. I felt like in the interview there was some good positive energy there. There's some desire to play the game there. So this is a reference not many people will get though. I'll give me when Cristiano Ronaldo scores a goal. Give me Sue on my team.
Sue. Okay.
Sue. Yeah.
Okay. Sue Smay.
Yeah. Yeah. I
This is a
just
good pick.
a lot of people were
Yeah.
into her energy, which I think is good. I also feel like she is on a good starting tribe for her at the moment. I feel like there's a very strong tribe. A lot of people want to work with her on said tribe. So what could go wrong? I don't know. I feel good about this.
Okay.
Yeah.
She's the anti-Gabe, right? Everybody was vibing with Sue. Everyone
Yes.
wanted to be friends with Sue. And I am hoping that that translates into the actual game, not just the Ponderosa vibes. I also agree, hopefully the Blue Tribe will be able to keep her safe because that could be a potential risk for her. She felt almost the most authentically herself, that she wasn't giving sort of these canned answers. I don't know. I felt like she was really being herself, and I appreciate that.
She calls
She's a
herself
good
a
pick.
Sigma female.
What is that?
Sigma. That's good.
On that grind set.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
They're like the lone wolves, like archetype.
Yeah.
Like she's independent. She kind of moves at her own, the beat of her own drum, that kind of thing. I think that's what she means.
Mm-hmm. Her game is not skibbity.
It's very Phantom Tax.
Yeah. You have to give her, that's it, like if she steals your vote, that's Phantom Tax.
Oh no. It's enough Gen Alpha slang for
Mhm.
today. Thank you very
Okay,
much.
that's why I wasn't understanding it. Well,
My old ass was like, no.
yeah. Okay. Well, now I
Okay.
feel bad about
He's
myself.
the Rizzler. It's fine.
These are, yeah, she might have too much Riz.
Yeah.
Okay.
She also
Different
says she's a
language.
badass.
I'm a badass.
Yeah.
Badass.
Everyone was very high on Sue. Like, I can't
Yeah.
imagine she's an early pick, and she seemed great.
She
in the
seems like a
interview.
If you see the
character.
stance in the picture,
Yeah.
she's like a superhero.
Yeah.
If you
I
just
think
saw her, you'd be
superhero.
like, I'm pretty high on her. She's gonna be flying.
You're sitting there in
Sorry.
Ponderosa. You can't talk for like a week, and you're like, I gotta know what the deal is with this lady. Like, everybody's dying to know what she's all about. And maybe
Yeah.
they start talking to her, and she annoys the hell out of people. But as of right now, they can't wait to find out what she has going on.
Superhero
Yeah.
pose. She's killing it.
Well, and I think the tenacity to, become a flight school owner, like it was such a cool experience for her to live her life that way. She seems super buff. Also, I'm here for Sue.
The fact that she's on a tribe, the Corbin Blue tribe, with Tiana, who is a flight attendant who wants to become a pilot, and Sue
Too
is
perfect.
a pilot who has a flight school. The synergy is clear now. I hope that, like, if they ever end up on the tribe with Genevieve, they aren't annoying in that way. Although maybe they all bond. Maybe they also all hate those annoying people on flights, considering they're on planes a lot. So I think Sue's a very, very good pick. And I think that if people love her as much in the game, as much as they do preseason, she's one. Like, she was like the main character in a very positive way.
I mean, I feel like I'm sorry to break the news to all of us, but she definitely hates us all. I mean,
yeah,
Oh.
sure.
her
Oh,
pet
you mean
peeves,
because of the peeves, right?
one-uppers,
Yeah.
People who talk too much about stuff that no one cares about.
Oh, oof, that's a lot of people on this cast.
Wow.
People who are only negative and complain all the time.
Okay, well, I'm safe there. Shannon, you're done.
Oh my god, I'm so sorry, Sue. Who hates me more, Sue or Andy? I don't know. Now I'm going to correct the grammar as well while I do it.
I'm
Okay.
not surprised.
But
that
she's
Sue doesn't
right.
Like me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Honestly,
Yeah.
she made some points.
That's fair.
Okay.
Not shocked.
Yeah.
All right.
She's entitled.
We're down
Do
to
that, that's
3
fine.
Yeah,
picks
that's
left.
fine.
It'll be Liana, and then
Oh.
Chappell will decide his and Shannon's fate.
Yeah. Waiting around for Chappell to tell me. Oh, that was evil of you, Rob. Not just to put me last, but to have Chappell decide who I get.
Hey, I did it all on the fly.
You just sit there like you're such a nice guy and you are cruel. And then
Him and Sam workshopped this months ago. We've been
Yeah.
screwed.
it's ridiculous.
Okay.
Okay.
Liana.
Yes. Okay. So
All right. Caroline, Kishan, and Saul.
I am very surprised this person fell to me. I am so
Ooh.
intrigued by them. It is Saul.
Yes.
Saul.
Give me
Okay.
the deep brain stimulation salesperson on my team. Also, if I'm trying to relive the past in my glorious heyday that was Survivor 43, he says he relates to Gabler. So we're just sticking with the Gabler theme here.
Yeah.
Today.
By the way, the
Wow,
Issa Look
that's a
winner, Saul.
Okay.
Hey.
All right. Well, that's
And look,
Yes.
Bryce, that he has been very on with the Issa Look picks, I believe, including Kenzie last season.
We love that.
Yeah,
He was a little hard on Asia, though. A little hard on Asia. If you go listen to it, put some tomatoes in the comments so you let him know that he messed up. She don't got to show two. She can show thumb. It's okay.
Oh, you mean Bryce?
Bryce was hard on Asia. Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
I could see
I
her
was like,
thumb. So,
what's-
Bryce
what's
reeled it
Tolman?
in. I'm like a watchdog now. Asia. If it's involving Asia, I'm right there. I'm trying to make sure she's good. Okay. So Bryce, don't get carried away.
yeah.
Anyway, so Saul. I feel he really intrigues me.
He's so interesting.
He's so interesting. Don't you just want to
Exactly.
get to know him? I want to know more about him, especially because, there is, I think, Rob, you and Mike talked about this, a little bit of a disconnect between what he's saying and then sort of the energy that maybe we're feeling in the interview. So I want to peel back those onions. I want to know more. I'm really intrigued by him. Also, he looks like a powerhouse. So I think that he'll be super useful in the challenges. And yeah, I'm here for the Saul power.
Yeah.
I will. The only negative I had, and I do feel like the positive, like you've got soul, but you're not a soldier. The Wandos write themselves.
Exactly.
My one concern was like when he's like, I have soul power, and Mike was like solar power, and he was like soul because my name is Soul, not like because my name's not Will.
He
it's
missed the
Soul.
point.
I'm like
He missed
he
it.
over-explained the joke, which to be fair, I don't hate, but I just that interaction, I was like, we get it, Soul. We know your. I feel like Mike would be like, yeah, I know your name is Soul. It's on the chart.
Mhm.
You introduced yourself at the beginning of this interview.
He's
He also
talked to
like
nobody.
over-explained. He says, "What's something you'd never know about you? I used to live with international pop sensation Ryan Cabrera."
I'm sick and tired of this world. And it's only
It just feels weird to me to say international pop sensation before the name of a person that you live
Maybe
with.
he was his publicist.
I think we'd know if that would.
Like to me, it implies that you need to explain that it's a person that matters. In which
Mhm.
case, should you be
He
saying?
If it was
said-
a real international pop sensation, you wouldn't have to say it. No
Right.
one's like international pop sensation Taylor Swift. You shouldn't just say
Right.
Taylor Swift.
I guess
Mhm.
he didn't clarify that for his loved one, who was Matt Damon. He didn't specify that, which also then I think comes with Ben Affleck for free. So maybe you get a little bit of a 2-for-1 deal. Saul also mentioned that he wants to use idols as weapons. I'm so curious. Look, there's
Like
a lot.
physically?
Yeah. Like, bow.
That's what I'm saying. Look, the thing is that I don't know. I don't know how Saul's going to do, but I'm intrigued and I'm hoping that he gets enough airtime so I get to learn more about him because it's really why I'm here.
Yes. All right. So look, it could go either way. I think that if he doesn't give them enough, that maybe they feel like they're not connecting with him, but also maybe they want to keep him around and learn more about what's going on with Saul.
That's what I'm saying. The mystery.
Yeah. Okay. All right. There are 2 players left. Chappell, you'll
Yes.
control the board.
Mhm.
You'll pick one person for yourself and one person for Shannon. You will choose either Caroline or Kashawn. One will be yours, one will be Shannon's. Would you like to tell us who your pick will be, or would you like to tell Shannon who her pick will be?
Wow.
I would like to know who Shannon would like.
I like both of these people. Like, it's not upsetting to me because I genuinely there's so many positives in this cast, as I'm saying. Look,
there really wasn't anybody in this cast that was like, oh, not that person.
Agree with you. In a way that was like, I mean, I guess good for me as the last pick, but like when I was listening to the interviews, it was hard to pass out when they're all so like good in their different ways and like have maybe like one or two things you could be concerned about, but otherwise, like, yeah, I see it. Caroline, I think is great. Like, honestly, would be really happy with Caroline. She's smart. I really liked her interview. She is a strategy consultant who just got an MBA. My like childhood best friend, my maid of honor, is exactly that. So now I have to think about would I draft my best friend? And that became a whole different kettle of fish. But I thought maybe Liana would take her. She compared herself to Emily, who Liana had a lot of success with in her first pick. It went poorly, then it went very well. Also Tori. So like, you know, some concerns around some of the picks, but I see it really positively. And I really like Caroline. And Keyshawn is a doctor. Like, we're so disrespectful. Like, he's an ER doctor out there saving lives. We're putting him to the last pick. Like, clearly a really intelligent person. He seemed really nice as well. Like, I don't really know why either have fallen other than the fact that it's a very even draft board. So
who was last on your board, Shannon?
I didn't have last. I couldn't do it. I felt like maybe I wasn't really vibing with like Sierra. Carl I thought was a bit too nice. Rome I thought was a bit too intense. So like the three of them I was kind of a bit lower on, but like most people just I had positives.
Sorry,
and
guys.
even with them I could have seen something in it. So yeah, you wanted me to be upset. Well, I'm not. Chappell, you make your pick and I'll be okay.
Okay, sounds good. I'm going to go with Caroline.
Oh, no, it's fine. It's fine. It's fine.
Okay.
Yeah.
How do you feel, Shannon?
Yeah.
It's fine. Like,
Fine.
good picks. But
Fine.
I would have liked Caroline because I did just say was exactly like my best friend. But it's fine. You do you.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I wanted
right.
you to lean in either direction so I could give you who you wanted, but then you didn't. So I just took Caroline.
Okay.
Okay. Well, kind of want Caroline now.
I mean,
Well,
how bad?
Not that bad. But like, I guess I kind of want Caroline.
Never mind. I was
Um,
like, I'll
Alright.
give you Caroline, but you have to trade me someone else.
No, I'm not trying. That's fine. It's whatever. I've got two men and people will talk about it. It was a last pick and I had no choice.
See,
All right,
I did
well-
that for you.
Chappell, tell us about your pick of Caroline. We heard what Shannon thinks about her. What do you think about her?
Yeah, we really did.
Yeah, I know, right? I see. Caroline was someone who was on my radar, but also like there were so many, as Shannon was saying, good people who like really stood out. And I just felt like for me, the reason why I'm actually kind of surprised that I got her was because I think she's gonna do great. I liked in her bio. Hold on, let me pull it back up because it just exited. Boop, boop, boop. But yes, Caroline was great. I think that as far as like her interviews and stuff goes, I was listening and I was like, okay, there are other people who stand out more to me as like people who could be threats, people who I thought would do well in the game that will be very obvious. And I thought she could fall under the radar. I also thought that her like on a tribe, I thought that there could be issues with her maybe being kind of small. And I like the athletic more types when it comes to these smaller games, these quicker games, because you know you don't want to be a detriment to your tribe. And so there were definitely reasons why I didn't go and jump out and get Caroline. But I'm definitely interested to hear why y'all didn't want Caroline, because I'm really surprised that this is the pick I got.
Okay.
I agree.
To me, I think she did stand out as maybe the smallest on her tribe. So if Blue does end up going to tribal council, I think that could be, you know, a potential issue for her. I, of course, love the bluntness, as Shannon mentioned, someone who talked about Emily being one of her faves. I totally relate to that. I think she also was someone who was like, look, I don't want to play too early. You know, this whole big move itis thing, this is a problem. Like, I loved everything that I was hearing from her. I think it is just a situation where everyone is so competitive and she just ends up falling through the cracks a little bit because maybe she didn't give like one or two answers that I really wanted to hear.
She had a pet peeve
Yeah.
that was people who ask you to complete something by a deadline and then send a follow-up before the deadline.
Yeah,
That is
turn in
kind of
like
annoying.
I got a little confused by that. It took me a second. Like,
No.
what is she
What do you mean?
what is she saying exactly? That they're asking, like, are you doing the thing I asked of you to do? Is that
No, it's like, hey, reminder, this is due on this date.
Hmm.
Blah 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 blah.
Mhm.
Like, hey, have you done this
You're
yet?
like,
it's like,
I
no, you
know
gave me till Tuesday and
working
it's
on
Friday.
it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Like if
Like,
like
why do you
like
ask
if
me
I got a
deadline?
message from like Rob right now saying, "Hey, have you done the Survivor draft yet?"
No,
Yeah.
what? What
No,
are you
that would
talking
be
about?
Just
like
you
if
know, you
Rob
have to
said-
do
Yeah,
the
that'd be
Survivor
crazy.
drafts.
No, that'd be
Hey,
more like if Rob said, "Hey, have you figured out what we're doing for the Big Brother finale?" You're like, "It's a month out." Like,
Yeah.
no.
Like, yeah,
And
that
then he
was my
checks in
deadline.
tomorrow and says, "So have you figured it out yet?"
Yeah, as soon as
You
you
know,
figure it
that-
out, you're like, "Bruh, it's a month out. Like, we're fine."
It was a good
We
deal.
actually have big plans for the Survivor finale, Pooya.
Did I say Survivor? I meant
Big
Big
Brother
Brother.
Big brother.
finale?
Big.
You
I,
said
I,
Big Brother,
I
it's
meant
fine.
Big Brother.
Oh, okay, well,
We
lovely.
do have big plans for the Big Brother finale. Okay.
We don't
I
have
didn't
any plans for the Survivor finale yet.
Okay.
What,
I'll
Asia's
check with
winning
you
party?
tomorrow, Rob.
Yes, check in tomorrow. It's not a pet peeve of mine. Yeah. Okay.
I think
All
it
right.
was a good pick.
Let's talk about Shannon's pick.
Well, not my pick. My team member.
Your team member.
Wow.
Well, I don't get to pick
So
when I'm
rude.
given put in last. My
Ooh,
agency is
Shannon,
like-
that either one is fine for me, but now kind of disavowed.
Yeah, no, it's
Keyshawn.
fine. It's not about Keyshawn or Caroline or even Chappell. It's about the fact that Rob would put me last, knowing that then I would have to wait around for an hour to just hear who Chappell tells me I get. And I like who I get.
It
I
was
like
a team
Keyshawn.
effort, Shannon. We all made picks for you to get landed there. It
You're
was a
welcome.
team
And
effort.
I literally
Mhm.
asked you. I was going to give you whoever you
Yeah,
wanted.
but who knows your mind games? If I were to say someone, you probably take them.
You're
then
right.
I'd have to think, should I tell? You're right. You know yourself. Then should I take the person I don't
No, I'm
want?
just
And now I'm
agreeing
going
with you.
back and forth. Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay.
Don't do that either. Don't get in
I
my
know.
head.
All right. Tell us
Keyshawn.
about, yes, your pick.
You're a doctor. Why are we so low on Keyshawn? Why is he the last pick?
Oh, I
He
know
seems
why I
so
didn't
good.
pick him.
Okay, tell me why.
Why?
He said he was getting bad vibes from somebody with the initials AW.
Oh, that
Yeah.
will. And if you don't think that Aysha can win him over in less than a second, then you don't know Aysha.
I
That's
don't
because
think
he's
that's
Basically,
my
one of his
worry.
pet peeves was Asia.
Right.
What?
Like,
What is it?
excuse me?
Broadcasters? What is it?
It was Asia.
Like the continent.
No, what was his actual
Like, yes,
quote?
like,
What-
like, the,
Like specifically got bad vibes from Asia.
But
like
what are his
Asia.
actual pet peeves?
Oh, his
And
actual pet peeves were fine. They were slow walkers,
Yeah.
which was a great one.
Mhm.
Two people.
Always one of Taran's favorites.
Yeah.
Yeah, they said
And
it
then
was
thinking salt and pepper are seasoning.
What
Yeah.
are they?
No, I understood what he was going with there. He was like,
I
salt and
got that
pepper
one.
Yeah, I
cannot be
get
the
it.
be all
Just
end
salt
all.
and pepper.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Got it.
I actually saw a
Um,
clip from
He wasn't talking
Taran's
about Asia's
stream.
dog, right?
Yeah, where Taran
Exactly,
said that
that's what I was
Asia's
saying.
trying to that's her dog. I thought that was funny.
Yeah.
I'm cheering for the Spice Girls, and
Yeah.
you drafted them. Can't
Not
relate.
for nothing to what Liana just said. It's Asia and Teeny, and they're both on his tribe.
They'll
Yes,
be fine.
And those two know each other.
They
You know what I
know
mean? Like,
each
They
other.
know each other.
They know each other.
yeah, so
They'll
that
be
just makes me
fine.
a little bit nervous, right? Like he could immediately end up on the outs. Just
Yeah,
simply
Shannon, you
because
say
of his
they'll be
really
fine.
bad.
We're worried about
No,
Keyshawn.
I know. I'm just saying
Yeah,
those
they're
people-
fine.
they all nice people. I'm sure in like all of these
Get 'em, Asia.
preseason,
Get them, Asia.
you know,
Get them for me.
issues. It
Get 'em
takes
again.
10 minutes of an actual conversation. For
He's
a lot of
Asia's
that to
first
go
dis.
away.
He's her first victim. Bring it home, Asia.
I don't know.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing,
Yeah.
Shannon. You said you were worried about Rome. If this tribe was to lose, I think he is in danger, not Rome. You're saying Rome is in danger, not him. So we have a
No,
fun
no,
showdown.
I do think from a physical perspective, like obviously Rome would be
Mhm.
fine.
Which then
Ah.
gets you this. I feel like I'm scared for him because if
Maybe they won't lose.
they won't lose, you're safe on grenade
Genevieve, I
watch.
think, could possibly be in trouble. As much as I love Genevieve, she could maybe be in trouble.
Ooh, Taran.
Mm.
I'd
I
be
don't
worried
know.
for
I
you.
don't think this tribe will lose. So, yeah, final six, everyone. Like,
Okay.
you know,
Oh
Reba Red.
wow.
No, I don't know. I think it's okay. I feel incredibly like I felt like this was a really hard draft. I thought they were all really good, and I don't feel like I felt specific about things. So I'm sorry.
Okay.
I don't feel
All
like
right.
this was a win for me, but we'll see.
Go team.
All right, we'll see. All right,
Maybe,
and with
maybe
that,
it was. I don't know. Could be.
With that, the draft is locked. The winner has been selected. A grenade has been selected. Let's see if there's any fun ways in which those two overlap. Let's take a look at our teams one more time. I got things started with Aysha and rounded out my draft with John Lovett and Sierra. Then Taran has a team of Andy, Genevieve, and Kyle. Pooya has Tiana, Rome, and Sue. Liana has Teeny, Gabe, and Saul. Chappell has Sam, Annika, and Caroline. And Shannon has Rachel, TK, and Kishan.
Yeah, and I don't mean to insult my team by saying I don't feel like I've won. It's not that I could have won. I feel like any of us could have won. There are so many good picks.
It's a strong year. I think everyone can look at teams and feel good about their team.
Well, Rob picked the winner. I just hope he picked the grenade as well.
Look, it's possible. The beauty of this format. Everybody has a chance, okay? And then we just to restate it for our new listeners, even if you get grenaded, there's still a way out. Where if you end up having the first player voted out of the game, you can still win if you have the winner on your team and another person who makes it to the final three. And if you say, that's impossible, well, it happened.
Yeah,
we call it the Chappell clause here. You know,
the Chappell clause.
Like, the Chappell
in
clause.
Survivor 42, it happened to Chappell.
I picked
and he has not stopped talking about it ever since.
Oh, I don't have to talk about it because it's named after me.
Also, just to restate the rules in case of any sort of medical evacuation or quit in the first episode, okay, we are looking for the player who goes out from tribal council
even
in
if they
the
quit.
Episode.
If they
even
quit,
if they quit,
if they quit out of tribal council, that's still the first boot.
That's still the first
so if they make the
canonically.
decision to go, but what if they get injured and it's kind of like a medical quit, like Matthew or like Dana?
You get injured at tribal.
You get injured at all, and then
they cancel tribe. They cancel the first tribal council.
Then they gotta go.
Yeah, or maybe they just quit at tribal.
They have to be voted out either by themselves or the tribe.
Even if they're hurt, even if they're getting voted out because they're hurt.
Yeah, if they're hurt and they're making it too tribal to get voted out, they still got voted out, not medevaced.
Look, Asia's not drafting, so everybody should be fine.
Yeah, we're all safe.
No one's getting medevaced.
Yeah,
that was so kind of her to go on this season to make sure there'd be no medevaced because she wouldn't.
Everybody could live their dream. Thank you, Asia, for power.
All right, we have a very busy week coming up. Okay, we are going to, as far as Survivor goes, we've got a whole bunch of stuff for you to check out. By the way, we've done a little bit of a facelift over at robhasawebsite.com. You should check it out, see some of the new things we've did. Our goal, try to make it easier for you to find the shows and subscribe to the podcast. And you can do that so easily at robhasawebsite.com. For all things Survivor, go to weknowsurvivor.com. On Wednesday night, I will be back after the episode with Omer Zahir to break it all down in our post-game show. And then on Thursday, it'll be the return of Survivor Know-It-Alls, and I'll get to speak with the first player voted out of the game. Whoever is the grenade, I will talk to them coming up on Thursday. So be on the lookout for that. Okay, Liana, you have the B&B coming up.
Yes, the B&B is going to be going strong all season. We're kicking things off for the very first episode with Gabby Pascuzzi.
Oh, fun.
I can't wait to get all of her takes on this cast and, of course, talk about everything from the first 2 hours of Survivor 40 Several.
Okay. All right. Liana, great job tonight. Chappell, you and I just got done on the slop over on the patron feed. Almost 2 hours with the mess magnets.
Yeah, and if you like the slop, Club Condo is back too, baby. So next week you'll have twice the slop. You'll have Rob and I talking about Club Condo and Survivor, and then the next day you'll have the slop on Tuesday as opposed to our normal Monday viewing time. So make sure you are subscribed, make sure you're a patron so you can see the slop, but also tune in for Club Condo as Rob and I talk about the silly stuff that we might have caught outside of
perfect
the
way to
Survivor
close
game.
out the Survivor week on Mondays on RHAP.
Yeah, it's a good time.
Okay. Great job tonight, Chappell. Shannon and I did an emergency podcast this morning to talk about the news we got about Australian Survivor versus the world. That is up in our Survivor podcast feed. Shannon, any other news that you've learned since then?
No, I was asleep. I did that podcast and I went to sleep, and now I'm here. But that was fun. I mean, I was not chill because Tony, Parvati, Suri, I don't know if you guys heard Australian Survivor. It's the best thing that ever happened to me.
Shannon, I've seen some buzz today that people are suspecting that Brenda Lowe is a rumored name. You buy that or no?
I actually was rereading
as a player
the press
in
release.
the season.
We were saying, is there another US person? But having read the article like again after I did that before I went to sleep, it was like the US will be represented by, and then it said the 3. It didn't say like players including, it said those 3. And that made me think that those are the only 3 US players, as you thought would be the case. So yeah. Also the chat is saying about the website. And I just went to the website. That looks amazing. The website redesign looks so good. Well done.
Thank you. We've been working hard on it.
Really
probably still a work in progress, but we're trying to get it a little bit more fresh and clean for the new season of Survivor.
Amazing. The chat said I look sad. I'm not sad. I was just looking at the website. It looks amazing. Things I'm plugging. Follow me at Shannon Gates, covering Survivor 47. First guest for the premiere will be Caroline Cordes from Titans v Rebels. Super excited about that. We did the emergency podcast, as you said. We did an off-season Global Survivor podcast about the defining moments of International Survivor, which is really, really relevant to the fact that those people will go out to play against, US Survivor legends, as we've heard, and more. And then they'll be also in the World Tribe, as they said, from New Zealand and South Africa as well. Unfortunately, we did not talk about Survivor Norway, but we did that. And
we did talk a little bit about Survivor Norway.
Well, no, but on the international defining moments, I haven't watched Survivor Norway. 17 seasons, 1999, before the US even had Survivor. So that's, we talked about that in the podcast that I did with Rob. We also did global defining moments. For the Sydney siders, there will be a watch party for Survivor 47 for the premiere at the Agincourt Hotel, which I will be at. So hope to see many of you there. And that's all I have. Thank you all for a fun draft. I've spent an hour trying to think of a Vanessa Hudgens pun. I can't. Do we have Ashley Tisdale? Can someone help me out here?
We can come back to you on that.
We will come back and think about it.
Okay. All right. Pooya, what's coming up for you?
Well, the 90-day season, of Before the 90-day, that's going on right now. Episode 3 this week. We're having a good time with that. Honestly, the season is a whole new cast, but they are. I don't even know what to describe them, Rob. I cannot wait to convince you to join us for one of these because it's been a lot. And then myself and Taran are talking The Circle. We're going to be talking about the second batch of episodes this week, so that should be fun. So far, so good. Can't complain. And then myself and Liana, we're going to be talking Masked Singer when that drops. So can't wait. Always a delight. What, Liana? Why would you look at me like that?
Well, it's a big deal.
Check out the premiere of the Masked Singer podcast. You're going to want to check out the premiere.
Oh,
okay.
For sure.
Right. What a tease. Again.
Liana's plugs have been so on point. I'm intrigued about all of your content. I need
Curiosity gap.
I will say the chat absolutely delivered. Tisdale the season. Hopefully no one pays for their picks. That's what we're getting.
Okay.
The chat,
good.
So.
All right. Taran, what's coming up for you?
I'm just reading up on the Sigma female, 0.1%.
No.
The rarest female on Earth.
Okay. I thought you were going to say you're reading up on the cast.
Why did you have that Googled? what are you researching?
I've been researching ever since I saw Sue call herself a Sigma female. She's not the type to seek the spotlight, but her presence is always felt. Her confidence is quiet yet powerful, drawing others to her without any apparent effort. The enigmatic nature often leads people to want to know more about her, yet she only reveals what she chooses to, maintaining a sense of mystique.
Yeah.
You like that, don't you? Yeah. What a Sigma. Such a Sigma.
I mean, I'm just curious to see Sue as the rarest female on Earth.
I mean, that's how Sue sees it.
Yeah.
And I would do Glee. I'll do the puns. Don't make me.
All right. Join Taran tomorrow morning for another interesting day. I'm assuming, Taran. I think that I just saw that the veto ceremony was late tonight.
See, this is the trick. If you don't plug yourself, you force Rob to do it for you.
Yeah. And I'll do my best, but
listen, it's been a good season of Big Brother. If you're just tuning into Survivor and you're like, yeah, Big Brother usually sucks.
No, it's still on.
Year.
Yeah.
Not this
Oh,
year.
wow.
You should be tuning
This
in.
is the year.
All right. Join Taran live 11 a.m. Eastern, and then the roundtable on Tuesday tonight as well. So busy Big Brother Tuesday coming up tomorrow. And then, of course, Taran and I are still getting together every weekend now for the BB Q&A, one of the shows that we do for the patrons. And then I will be back taking questions from our patrons coming up on Friday at 3 p.m. Eastern for the return of the Survivor 47 Q&A. And so be there on Friday afternoon after you watch the premiere to call in, and I'll answer your questions live coming up on Friday. If you want to be part of the fun, robisthewebsite.com/patron. Thank you so much. Thank you, drafters, for, I know a lot goes into
very good time.
Yeah, a lot goes
Yeah.
into putting
Very
the draft together. Appreciate everybody's hard work and research. It's going to be another
Yes,
fun
Taran.
season. Good luck to everybody. Take care. Have a good one. Bye.
Who knows what's about to happen?